even is this? Oh, yeah. The box. Is everybody flooding in now? We got bonus guys. Do I just do this now? Oh, that's very underwhelming. There's no music or anything. What's up, guys? We got people in. I can't see the live feed. I'm ready for a good night tonight. We got 4 hours of live streaming. Call it a telethon, call it the classroom live stream, call it whatever you want. We're gonna have a lot of fun for the next 4 hours. We are. I'm not going to get into all the technical. That's going to be in the slideshow. But I want to make sure we have everything working, and I want you to know who's in the room. I have my switcher and co-host tonight.
Welcome to the telethon, y'all.
Say your name.
Oh, I'm Steven. Yeah. We do a podcast together. This is kind of a normal Monday night for us, you know? Hey,
Is
wait.
it?
Yeah. Hey,
Is it
I
though?
got you picture in picture up there. Look,
Oh,
it's super
nice.
normal now.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah. That's sick, man. The
Wait.
vibes are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking an unopened can of Dovetail Kolsch.
Nice.
Right
I
there.
went to a beers and bottles and cans store 4 blocks away to get a beer from a brewery that's right across the street.
That's a really good point, actually. You could have just gone right across the little tracks right
Yeah,
there and gotten this guy.
Okay. That's okay.
If I switch you back.
Does it work?
Ah, perfect. That's great.
What about
Easy.
picture in picture? Can they see my presentation?
If I switch to that's the wrong one.
Getting our practice in.
There we go. Your presentation is full screen.
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
in the corner. What corner do you want to be in, Eric?
As long as it's a corner, chef.
Chef, the only option is corner. Which
There's gonna be way too many bear references tonight. If you haven't seen the bear, I'm so sorry. But
we'll try not to spoil it, but
Yeah,
I
maybe
can't
not.
promise we won't. It's so good.
Well, as you can see, can go back to full screen here. You can see
yes,
my table has a lot of stuff on it. They could see my table, right?
They cannot see
They
your
cannot
table,
see my
chef.
table.
No, chef, you've got nothing on your
But
table.
I'll be lifting stuff up so you can see things. And then if you cut to your angle, Steven, they can
Cut
see
to
all
my-
of the stuff
Oh,
behind
yeah,
you,
they
right?
can, actually. That's great. You can see the absolutely ridiculous selection of gear that we have displayed. We're going to talk about it at various stages of the night.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I'm really excited about it. I feel a little gross having this much camera gear behind me, but it's good. It's all for the sake of talking about useful tools for the career that we all chose here.
Drop in the chat. Drop if you can hear us, if you can see us, if everything looks and sounds good, if you're excited. And then can you see live chat, Steven?
Can I see live chat? Yes,
maybe-
sir, I can.
Shua's over here off camera, but just shout, Shua. Let him know you're here.
Hi.
I heard that. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. He can maybe read some chat stuff if there's anything worth mentioning. Definitely.
Yeah, if you're worth mentioning, we'll shout you.
definitely filter all the hate comments towards Steven's biceps, you know. And then, I mean, he's got the sleeves rolled tonight. He's ready to show off the guns. He was doing kettlebell lifts.
Dude, I've been watching The Bear. Is it not obvious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is the look.
He just shot a music video yesterday. Tried
Yeah.
to do it all in one take, and yeah.
I don't know why you brought that up.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. That means
It
nothing.
means nothing to anyone.
No, yeah. I didn't give anything away.
Oh,
Okay.
got it.
All right. So I assume we have a healthy amount of people in here now, excited, ready to go for the giveaway.
Dude, 138 healthy human beings are in this
Awesome.
right
That's
now.
really exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here. This is really exciting. All jokes aside, all goofiness aside, I really appreciate you all showing up and just wanting to hang out tonight. I just want to go over what this night is going to look like. It's not just going to be us rambling for 4 hours, although maybe we could do that. I don't trust us to do that for 4 hours. So there is going to be structure in the first half. And I do want to teach a good bit of stuff, a bit of my story and how I could be helpful to you. As I said in some of my YouTube videos this week, I just want to be helpful in general this entire launch week with the discounts in the classroom. I want to provide value. There's gonna be a whole section of Q&A tonight, and really the whole second half. So if you stick around, you can ask questions and we'll get to as many as we can. We'll talk about gear, we'll talk about business, we'll talk about entrepreneurship, just a full gamut of stuff. It's what we love to do on these live streams. But yeah, it's brought to you tonight by the classroom. I assume if you're here, you probably know. You're probably here for the giveaway that I announced a week ago with 10 different winners of a bunch of prizes. And it's just to kick off the reopening and re-enrollment of the classroom, my wedding photography and filmmaking course. It is open and available now, as it was for 2 individual weeks in the past 2 years. But now what's really exciting is that it's fully evergreen. It's open for enrollment indefinitely now. But this whole past week, we just had discounts going. So tonight, as I said, we're going to talk a lot about wedding education, a lot about wedding photography and wedding filmmaking. But if you don't do those things or you're not looking to be a wedding photographer or wedding filmmaker, a lot of this stuff is applicable to all genres of photography and filmmaking when it comes to building your business in the photo and video world in whatever genre you're in. So we will be announcing about every 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to be announcing the winners of the giveaway. So I didn't want to spread it out too much in between with teaching, and I didn't want to do it all at once. And I hope that you're here to learn and to hang out and to comment and maybe meet some people. And yeah, so right after my spiel of what this will be about, we're going to announce the first winners of the first things. But as I said, it's really about the classroom tonight and about it closing with the discounts closing by midnight. And as I said earlier, it's going to be open for enrollment, evergreen indefinitely from here on out. It's just not going to be with the discounts that we have currently until midnight and have been running the whole past week. So if you've been on the fence, this is just my last reminder. I'll be talking about it about it tonight. If you're interested in doing both the photo and the video course, the bundle, 2 of them, you can save $600 on it with code SAVE600. Or you could get a solo course, either the photography course or the filmmaking course for $400 off with code SAVE400. There's 2 ways to pay for the courses. You could pay for it all up front with that amount off, just full in, just that amount. Or you could do interest-free financing for 6 months. So it'll cost exactly the same, but you pay it over the course of 6 months with those same discounts if you enroll before midnight Central Standard Time tonight. Exciting. We did these in years past. If anybody enrolls, we're going to release a lot of names of people who enrolled the past 24 hours just to celebrate them, welcome them into the classroom. And anybody who does enroll during the live stream, we just want to shout you out. And thank you for enrolling and being a part of all of it. So you'll hear those names throughout. You'll hear giveaway winners. You'll hear about what I want to teach about. And you ready, Steven?
Yes, chef.
Were you waiting?
Well, yeah, the amount of people in the chat that have been using chef so perfectly. Daniel Elliott, shout out. I see yours right there. 159 strong in the chat. Chef, love that energy. If you've seen the bear, sound off. Let's hear those yes chefs. Let's get to learning.
Wait. Before you switch back to me, what's one thing that you got today that you probably want to tell everyone?
One thing that I got?
Yeah, that's sitting on the couch.
What's sitting on? Oh, no, we can talk about that later.
Okay.
We'll save it. It's very I am going to talk about that for sure. We'll save it for later though. We're going to get into it right now.
Great. Okay, picture in picture, they see my presentation. Let's see.
About to.
Oh, hit him with the air horn.
Yo, hit him with the air horn. Found it. Flying time.
Did it work?
That's such a weird air horn noise. I'm not gonna lie. One more.
Give me your best air horn. That was awful.
Yeah. It's because I'm not a horn chef.
Okay, chef. All right. First winner of the night. There are going to be 3 606 winners. What is 606? Oh. 16-year-old Eric. It's going to be all night, man. As I lose my voice, you're going to hear the cracks. We're just going to go with it. Okay. Happen again. 606. I have a 606 preset collection, and these were developed for portraiture and weddings. So I have a 606 preset collection with 2 color photo presets and 1 black and white preset. And then I have a 606 LUT collection, which is essentially presets for video, if you're unfamiliar with the video side. And there are 5 in that pack, 4 color options and 1 black and white as well. Whoever wins these out of these first 3, you get to choose if you want the photo presets or the LUTs. So one or the other. We will contact each of you individually via email or Instagram, whatever contact point we have with you. And without further ado, let's do the first winners. Wait, do you have the, where did I put it?
Oh no, chef.
Oh no, chef. Wait, Chad, didn't you put it down here? Huh? It's behind you, Steven. There we go. I just need, you're going to give me digital.
You took a photo, chef.
I got it. Okay, here we go.
Yo, people in chat are showing up right now. We got 3 oh no chefs.
That's amazing. Okay. First 606 winner. You like the spotlight? I wish we had a spotlight sound effect. That's like, wait, go back to the normal light. And then 3, 2, 1. First winner. Okay. First winner is Jonathan Williams. Yeah, is it still going? I don't have headphones.
If I tap it again, it ends sooner. That's great.
Jonathan Williams at Pear Productions, I believe. I assume there are probably multiple Jonathan Williams that entered into the giveaway. So Jonathan Williams at Pear Productions, you won a 606 pack, either presets or LUTs. We'll reach out to you. I hope you're watching. Second winner, should we go from normal light back to spotlight for emphasis? Second winner, dun, 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 dun. Who wants to be a millionaire? Second winner of 606 is Burno from Dusk to Dawn Films. Burno, and I assume you're going to want the LUT pack. I would assume. And if you already have it, which you might, I am just going to send you the equivalent in cash, or you can get the photo presets or whatever opposite one you don't have if you don't have the other. So just to clarify as well. So Burno, congratulations from Dusk to Dawn Films. You want the second 606. Congratulations. And then the third winner is dun, dun, dun.
It's so dramatic.
I can't take myself seriously. Is it like the full circle? Oh, I'm in the corner just as a spotlight. No, I have full Bo Burnham in here. Okay, third winner, 606. I have Maisha Lanesse. Maisha Lanesse, congratulations. You're the third winner of 606. And we can bring it back to normal lighting. Yeah? Great. Awesome. Sweet. Are we on schedule so far? I printed out a call sheet for everyone tonight.
We're actually exactly on schedule.
Yes,
right
we
now.
are.
Yeah.
Proud of myself. I can't tell you how long it took me to print this.
Is that hang on. Is that where the printer was on the floor earlier?
Maybe.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, chef. Yep. So great. Oh, awesome. Yeah, we are right on schedule. That's fantastic. And I just realized you don't have the ability to see if anyone's enrolling live. So how are we going to make that work? I have it here on my phone for enrollments.
Do you need your phone for the stream?
No, you just take it. And then you can just refresh my email.
Sure.
But we do have someone who just enrolled.
Oh,
I'm just
fantastic.
Well, I'm gonna just bring it over to Steven there. And then we have some other names from today as well. but he's going to write that down and then interrupt me in the middle. Okay, we're going to learn now. This is exciting. A bunch of my story, how I built my business, marketing techniques, like all sorts of fun gear related stuff, things that I use, things that I practice. And this is no BS. Like I'm actually going to give some like meaningful information here, not just fluff to sell my course. I really can't stand a lot of the marketing that exists in the online world. I want to be really serious with you all. Anyone that's DM'd me and asked like, is this a good fit for me? I've been really real with the people I don't think it's a good fit for. And I ultimately think that's people on two ends of the spectrum is people who just don't have the finances right now. And it would be way too much of a stretch to invest that much without having any income of any kind to support them through learning in this way. Or if they're incredibly established and are just trying to diversify, maybe charging $6,000 to $8,000 a wedding already and booked out for the year, maybe not necessarily yours either. So just want to be full, but I did make it directly for people who like just started with a couple or a handful of weddings and they're wanting to move on from there. But anyone on either side of that space, either before booking that many and have the finances, or book, 10 to 20 a year and want to level themselves up. It's for anybody in that center area, if that makes sense. Anyway, spiel over. Okay. My story, if you follow me on YouTube or have the past year or two, three, you've known that I was a teacher. I went to school to be a special education teacher. And then I taught for 3 years in the junior high that I actually went to, which was super weird. Do not recommend. You learn that your old teachers are actually different than they, were when you were a kid. Just realize maybe one of them is listening right now, so just want to be nice. But which is mind blowing because one of my students today commented on the giveaway post, and he was like, "You coached me in basketball, Luke. If you're watching, shout out Luke. He's getting into video, and he's like super interested in the giveaway, and he's interested in the stuff that I make, which is really cool." But he even said in that comment, it's been really cool to see you do a career change in the way you did over the past 10 years and to see it thriving. And it was just super encouraging. So shout out, Luke. Thanks for saying that today. If you're watching, appreciate that. Just a real great set of portraits. Steven hasn't even seen these yet.
No. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So that one on the left is 2011 in my college dorm, completely out of focus. With my crop sensor DSLR, my T2i, which I was so stoked on. My parents chipped in and gifted me that camera at Christmas. And I just photographed anything and everything I could. I photographed that self-portrait with the on-camera flash. It was in the top bunk of my dorm. And I thought it looked really great with the depth of field, even though it wasn't in focus. But as I got an off-camera, or I got a separate flash unit, similar to this, if you can see me up in the top left corner, one of these guys, I started doing some direct flash, was playing with that. So throughout the years 2011 to 2013, it wasn't all just me taking photos of myself, but it was me experimenting with different gear, trying out different shoots, as you'll see later in this presentation, really trying to take anything and everything I could and practice the craft and get my hands on some of that entry-level gear to understand what photography was all about and filmmaking at that time. First wedding I ever shot was video. Brought a friend that had more experience in filming paintball. And I even left the reception early because I had another obligation, which was pretty wild to think about. So yeah, that was 2011 to 2013. I got married in 2013 and shortly had our first kid after that. And that's where we moved to Chicago, and I had only photographed like my friends down in Central Illinois where I went to school, Illinois State. Go Birds, chirp, chirp. Really love my birds. Yeah, so, oh, thanks.
I did the cricket chirp.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, the cricket chirp.
Thank you. Yeah. It's tough for me to not know what the joke is. I just have to see a button light up and you have to give me the context of what the sound is. Anyway, I started second shooting quite a lot because I got involved in Facebook groups in Chicago. I started getting connected to some photographers and filmmakers in the Chicago area. And that photo on the left was me second shooting with my friend Jasmine Pulley, who was a wedding photographer in central Illinois as well, but she was booking kind of all over the state of Illinois, especially in the Chicagoland area where she was moving. And this one was even up like closer to the Wisconsin border. And so it was a lot more experimenting, figuring out my style, second shooting for other people, figuring out what weddings were like. And then one of my close friends, Mike, his brother was getting married, hired me for their wedding. And I took this night photo in the rain with these clear umbrellas. And those are my headlights behind them. And I posted this to a Facebook group and it totally blew up. It was the Looks Like Film Facebook group, which I think still exists. But it was the first time I posted something online and it got some sort of traction because of the visuals, because people thought it looked cool or it was cool. And that really lit some fuel under me and made me feel like I could go after creative portraiture, have some sort of artistic voice in this space. And so I really started pursuing what it looked like to be like a vibey wedding creative and like an interesting wedding photographer that made really cool creative portraits. So moving into 2016, I leaned into that super, super hard. I jumped out of teaching, went full time. We had our first kid, but I went an extra year of teaching in school for extra health insurance. But once I was shooting 25 weddings a year, I was like, it's way too much. It was one of the most stressful years of my life, the 2015 to 2016 school year. Jumped June 2016 to full time and started making all these creative portraits, which I posted that 8-block photo in the Looks Like Film group. I remember it was right around New Year's Eve and it completely blew up. And I was honestly getting a lot of confidence from other photographers, from other creatives, really gassing me up. And I can't lie, like it was intoxicating, like to get that kind of response from people. Not to say that that is inherently bad, but it can definitely mess you up because I was making all these really cool photos. I was using my tilt shift lens. I was making double exposures. I was catching the attention of a lot of people. But in that time, I went to a workshop 3 years in a row, and it was called Workshop, and it was in Brooklyn, New York. And one of the years, I just got completely wrecked by a few stories from Ben Scheich and Jonas Peterson. And they talked about the significance of their work and what it meant to a few families that they photographed. Stories that I won't get into right now, I cover in the classroom in great detail that deeply impacted me. But it drastically changed how I started shooting weddings. And while I didn't leave those creative portraits, while I still hunted for that artistic edge and that fun, creative work, I really started photographing and filming moments like you see on the right there of grandma at cocktail hour with her fun umbrella and moments that really capture people the way they are, who they are, so that what is essentially a meaningless photo to a great multitude of people is one of the most important photographs to a family and to your clients. It radically transformed how I approached a wedding day. And I immediately realized that this was the path to sustainability and that the pursuit of the creative stuff, the really vibey stuff, was only going to go so far and wasn't going to be as sustainable as how the stuff on the right there felt. So moving into 2019, I wanted to teach that stuff. I wanted to diversify even more. I started a YouTube channel in 2018. I started making videos about how to shoot weddings, how to make money shooting weddings, how to develop a philosophy for yourself, how much money I'm making doing this stuff, all the while really embracing that philosophy of showing up. And I think, do you recognize that person?
Handsome young man.
I don't know if he's that handsome.
Beautiful woman next to him.
Anyway, I don't know. If you figure out who it is, just let me know. But yeah, I really started to niche into a lot of other creative clients. Like a lot of these photographers, filmmakers, creatives started hiring me because of the creative side and the philosophical side, embracing both of those things in one, and that becoming my personal unique voice. And I don't teach this to say that you need to adapt that same exact voice for yourself, that you need to be as equally creative as you are philosophical. But I do believe that a lot of people have really attached themselves to those two things in my approach in teaching this craft, because of how sustainable and thoughtful it can be and how fulfilling it can feel. So, in one hand, it doesn't mean that you need to do that, but on the other, if you see that as something that is powerful for you as well, I'm not the first to do it. I learned it from those other people that taught those workshops and have come before me, and so I'm just adapting that, making it my own, and helping other people realize that as well.
Chef Eric, I'm going to interrupt you really quickly.
Yeah.
Thank you, chefs in the chat, for telling me that my mic was muted. I've been laughing a lot, and I muted my mic to make sure that that laughter was not heard in the presentation.
Wait, your mic has been muted the whole time?
No.
Okay, good.
Just during that exchange where I looked at a picture of
Yourself.
Laura and I and had to think of something funny on the spot. I'm really happy I was muted, actually, because there's nothing funny to be said. But also, we got two friends of ours who's joined the classroom.
2 people that just enrolled. That is epic. Okay. We have James Friel. Congrats. Welcome. Oh, yeah. Sure. Spotlight. Wow. And then, when I read their names, maybe give them a little bit of applause.
Yeah,
and
dude.
then for future ones, could you just let me know if they did the photo,
dude,
video, or bundle?
I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, James.
Our friend James.
James.
The filmmaking course.
Filmmaking course. Let's go. James the filmmaker, James Friel. Thank you so much for enrolling. I hope you enjoy the classroom. Don't forget to be a part of the Facebook group. It's in the first module right away, how to get in there. Chris Alvarez. Thanks for enrolling in the classroom. I don't know if Chris was do you know?
My man Chris was a charismatic thinker. He bought both. The whole bundle, baby.
Let's go.
Bundle.
Let's go. He got $600 off. That's epic. Okay. Thank you so much for enrolling, you two. And as I mentioned, anyone, nice. Sound effects too. Anyone that enrolls during the live stream, we would love to shout you out, and thank you for enrolling. This enrollment period has just been really cool because the classroom has been open for 2 years now, and seeing everybody flood the comments that are students in the classroom has just been deeply fulfilling and heartwarming. And I appreciate you all saying kind words and gassing up the classroom as much as possible. It's really, really sweet. So thank you to those who did that. Are you changing angle again? We're good.
Back to the slide deck.
To the slideshow. Great. So now transitioning into last year and this year, I've been shooting a lot. It's not that I haven't been shooting film. I started shooting film in 2017, film photography, but I've been leaning into it a whole lot more in my personal work and my professional work, and just kind of making it a part of the stuff that I do, whether it be 35 mil on my Leica or a couple of different medium format options, which I will get into in a bit as we cover gear. But we launched the classroom in 2021, and it's been going through 22 and into this year. We shot the running documentary with Joe Greer all of last year, and we're in the editing cave right now. We will have a full rough cut of that film by the end of the month, which is super, super exciting. And I know a lot of people are going to ask, when does that come out?
They already are.
We don't know. We still don't know. We're getting a rough cut done by the end of the month to see what our options are for film festival submitting. And then if that is the case, if the interested parties that are interested in partnering with us on that film want to partner with us, then we will have a finished product by the end of August, ready to submit to festivals by beginning to middle of September. If we get accepted to film festivals, then they will premiere those there, and that's where it will be premiered. If we don't make film festivals, what will happen, Stephen?
If we do not make film festivals, we will kind of host our own series of premieres in a number of different cities across the states, which we are honestly equally excited about. I think there's a lot of really cool stuff that will come from that. We hope either way we're able to do some in-person stuff, but I think we're in a really good position right now as far as the editing cave that is the documentary is concerned. So feeling good.
Pretty far into the rough cut, and I'll be going full steam ahead after today for for the next 2 weeks, buttoning up that rough cut, which is exciting. And then, yeah, just been plugging away at the YouTube channel and everything that goes with it, with short films, tutorials, sponsored content, all that good stuff. So that leads me to our next break. Who's our fourth winner?
Amazing.
Oh, boom. Ba-boom. I don't have my phone anymore. You took my phone from me.
Oh, you need that? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So okay, yeah.
How about you just give me the notepad? Because you have the phone now. I just need the notepad.
I have your email too.
Okay.
I don't.
You have my email on your phone?
No.
Okay.
No.
Fourth winner of the Fuji Instax wide photo camera. It's an instant camera that shoots wide instant photos. I use it on wedding days. 1 or 2 packs to make them cry at the reception. The winner of that, with 2 film packs as well, is, drum roll. Drum roll. It is Abby Brenson. Abby Brenson. Congratulations, Abby. You're the proud winner of Fuji Instax wide camera. Thank you for being a part of the giveaway. Boom. That's
so jarring.
How are we doing on time? Steven, are we good still?
Chef, we got so much time right now.
Dude, we are actually spot on still.
We're going to be here for a long time. We got plenty of time. We're almost on the minute right now, actually.
Yeah, I'm really proud of that. Okay. I'm usually never good with timing on this stuff. Just got to hydrate real quick.
Classic
Steven,
runners, am I right?
Did you know that I run?
Yeah. Yep. Way ahead of you, Chef.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Do you want my phone back? Do you need my phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Shua runs too. He can just run the phone back and forth between us.
Okay. Let me shout out a few more people that enrolled earlier today. Last 24 hours, we had nearly a dozen. Okay. We have Ashley Kirby. Thank you for enrolling in the classroom. We had Alex Harper. Thank you for enrolling in the classroom. Yes, boom. Brandon Ricketts. Thank you for enrolling in the classroom. So excited to have you all. It's been a very cool day to see everybody enrolling. We will keep shouting out names as we go. Am I missing something? Something funny? No?
No.
Oh, you just made a funny face. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Instax is gone. 606 presets, LUTs, winners. Okay. Fun topic. I want to hear more of Steven's thoughts on this because he is better at gear than I. I know a lot about gear. Steven knows more. So what's really fun is we did an updated module in the classroom on gear because it's fascinating how quickly it goes
out of style.
Yeah. Yeah. The first modules I did in gear in 2021 were quickly out of style because the mirrorless revolution happened. Not that mirrorless cameras weren't there by that time, but my cold dead hands were still grasping on to the 5D Mark IVs, and I didn't want to let go.
And Canon finally started making viable mirrorless options too.
Yeah.
Which is a big part of that.
Mm-hmm. So I just want to go through what my philosophy is in particular when photographing and filming weddings. So some fun screenshots of my Instagram dating back, 10 years. Yeah, again, Steven, first time seeing this. That photo up in the top left of those 3 lenses, I rented all 3 of those lenses for a wedding back in 2013. I believe it was early summer of 2013 before I was married. I rented a 35 millimeter L EFL, a 85 millimeter L, and a 45 millimeter tilt shift. And all 3 of those lenses were lenses I eventually bought because I loved so much. But in those early days, I went to borrowlenses.com and I rented all these lenses anytime I had a bigger wedding or portrait session that I wanted to make a portfolio piece and showcase on my website, on my Instagram. I don't think you could, at that point, I don't even know if you could post non-iPhone photos to Instagram.
I can't remember how long that lasted.
I think it was like 2014 or 2015 is when they started to allow you
Right.
to import
'Cause
photos.
it was like too high resolution or something.
Unbelievable to
Yeah.
think about that era. I scrolled all the way back to the Instagram today
Yeah.
to fill in some of these photos, and man, the potato images I had back there.
Kind of like the YouTube thumbnail limit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I rented those 3 lenses, and whether you like it or not, the quality of those images were far superior to the ones that I already had in my on my Facebook, on my website, and it really showcased what I was capable of doing if I were to rent these lenses every single time I photographed or filmed a wedding, until I could eventually purchase them and just have them indefinitely without having to rent them. So I did, I was in my lay flat era, with I think the bottom left is 2 5D Mark IIIs and a 5D Mark II, bringing 3 camera bodies to a wedding because backups on backups on backups. Um, and at that point, I think I owned all that gear. I definitely did in the middle one, with a dual harness, and the top right is a 5D Mark IV with a little small rig cage. I filmed my Yosemite wedding in 2017, which is a massive portfolio piece for me on that. And then I eventually transitioned to filming with the 1DX Mark II and kind of built out what felt like a cinema rig, even though it wasn't a cinema camera. But that rig really made me feel like I could accomplish so much more with 4K and doing 4K slow motion and better dynamic range. And it really started to make me feel like a filmmaker. Whether you agree with that or not, that's how I felt. So when it comes to photo, my recommendation is to always bring at least 2 cameras, because you never know when a camera is going to go down. But for me in particular, I really love shooting with prime lenses. So here I have my most current setup with an R5C and a 50 millimeter RF 1.2 lens. But back in those early days, I was buying a full suite of prime lenses: 24, 35, 45 tilt shift, 50, 85, and 135. So 6 lenses in total. And I would wear 2 cameras on a dual harness with 2 prime lenses. Most of the time, 35 and 85 to go wide and tight on a wedding day. And then I would wear a side bag with 3 other lenses and 1 in my Pelican off to the side. The reason I did prime lenses because first I loved the look more than zoom lenses, being able to open up all the way wide to 1.4 or 1.2 for portraits, but also that it forced me to move my body and to not feel an inclination to be lazy, sit in a corner and zoom in and out on whatever I needed to photograph. So that was my philosophy then. I still somewhat hold that philosophy now, except now since I sort of changed that and the filmmaking side, I started dabbling with a 15 to 35 on the photo side, and I've been kind of liking it. So yeah,
You
people
traitor.
people change, you know, and f 2.8 ain't that bad,
Especially at 15.
It's not.
Oh.
Yeah, at 15, definitely. Yeah. Definitely don't want to be shooting at 1.4 at 15 mil. Yeah. So, but video, highly, highly, highly recommend you have at least 2 cameras, if not 3 for coverage, just to have the best quality film you can make. And if that means you are renting stuff to get there, I know in early days it's not easy to get this much gear, but if you could get your hands on rentals and break even on some of those first weddings to have as portfolio pieces, you will not regret having the ability to have different angles to cut to, whether it be ceremony or speeches, for versatility in that edit. 3 forms of audio always during ceremony and reception during speeches. And sometimes that includes, if you want to switch off the slideshow to my face now, a lav mic. So I'll bring these packs with audio. So here I have a Zoom lav mic, and this clip mic that I'll be giving away later, 2 of them, the Sony ICD. Oh no, terrible name. ICD TX 660 that you can just clip onto a groom's lapel or a dress or put on a microphone with little sleeves like this, as well as other recorders that you can place in front of speakers or line out with XLR cables. Always, always, always have backups on backups of audio, because audio always what, Steven?
Matters.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say fails, but
Yeah.
it also matters.
It will also fail for sure. Yep. Someone will manage to figure out how to switch off a recorder, even though there's a hold switch that prevents that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or
hate that.
a DJ who just decides to put all of the audio through the right speaker instead of the left one, and not use the left one at all during all the speeches.
Right.
When you have two recorders going out of that speaker.
Mhm.
But good thing you had a third one that was on the microphone that caught all the speeches and saved your film. Hypothetically.
It's never happened to you before.
Never.
Definitely not.
Definitely.
Way too specific.
But now specifically have really changed this philosophy in using zoom lenses. Now that I have been using a proper cinema camera, the C70, and a 35 sensor, a Super 35 sensor with that combo just you feel invincible. It's essentially on a full frame camera, 24 to 50 or 24 to 55. The compression is lovely. The image renders beautifully. And to me, there's just so much versatility that comes with that wide zoom lens that gives you the ability to be pretty wide in a tight room and have a decent amount of reach with maybe a little bit of push in and post on maybe the 35 mil side of the zoom lens. Beyond that, I love using my 50 mil prime for video as well, but 90% of wedding days I am filming with a 15 to 35, which I didn't always do. You found me with a side bag swapping lenses all day, which could lead to missing moments potentially. But if you want that sweet, sweet bokeh and shallow depth of field, it's your call. But I always ran with two filmmakers. I still always run with two filmmakers unless we have some sort of unique coverage like Steven and I just did at Jack Coyne's wedding, where I was strictly on video, where they knew contextually that it was only going to be one camera. There was only going to be snippets of the day, that it wasn't going to be full coverage. But if you are planning on doing full coverage, I highly, highly recommend you bring a friend or someone who, a college student, someone who would be willing to do it for super cheap if you don't have much of a budget, and to have two people with two sets of hands ready to go for the day to manage those 2 to 3 cameras, to manage those 3 forms of audio, to get as much coverage as you can, to work with as much as you can for your edit. Moments over Instagram, as I mentioned previously in that first little section, it is so unbelievably important for you to come to the realization that, sure, Instagram matters. Sure, social media marketing matters. Yes, it's a great tool to be able to market your business, to grow your business, all those beautiful things. But at the end of the day, you're serving your clients. You are building a client base that's referring you to other family and friends based off of what you do for them and not what you post on your social media. And at the end of the day, you are offering that service to them, creating images that last a lifetime, that last decades, that stand the test of time, still or moving, audio or non, that will move them to tears and bring them back to the moments they're experiencing on one of the most valuable days in their entire life. Recognizing that over anything will help you recognize why gear can matter. Because what you want to do is understand what type of gear and what combination of gear and how you approach documenting the day is going to serve them best in that regard. Is going to help you capture as many meaningful moments as possible to have them have that feeling, so that they're motivated to share your name with more people, to grow your business, and to leave them satisfied and with legacy images that will last their entire lives and help them remember the people that matter most to them. So, that being said, let me get off that soapbox and boom. We are announcing the 5th winner. And I need the sheet again, or my phone to wait. Is my phone here? Man,
No.
We're so good with the light, but just not with the transition. Okay. The 5th winner of the giveaway, we have the film bundle. I have 2 rolls of Portra 400. I have 2 rolls of Portra 800, the good stuff, and the Vibey Cinestill 800T. Winner of this, if you don't shoot film at all, we will reach out to you. You just let me know, figure out an equivalent prize for you or cash if you would like. But all of that film is going to, drum roll. This is like ASMR now. Drum roll. Should have looked at this before. Marie Jacquemin. Jacquemin? Marie Jacquemin. Jacquemin. Marie, Mary, I'm so sorry if I butchered it. Congratulations, you won the film bundle. As I mentioned in the giveaway video, $7,500 worth of film. Congratulations. You won the film bundle. Ba-boom.
So you can take the film or you can get that in cash, like Eric mentioned.
No, wait. It's like the Michael Scott moment where he's like, so sue me. I mean, wait, no.
Double jeopardy. We're fine.
Okay, out of these 3, Steven, what would be your go-to if you were headed to the beach at golden hour? Not just what's your favorite. If you were headed to the beach at golden hour, Portra 400, Portra 800, or Cinestill 800T, and let them see your beautiful face.
Portra 800.
Why, Chef?
I love the color. I love the grain. And if we're shooting at golden hour, odds are we're going to slip into blue hour real quick after that. And I want a high-speed film. So that rules out 400. 800T, very cool. But
yeah, color temp, very cool.
Yeah, true. I don't always want, it depends on the shoot also, but if it's a couple shoot, for example, I don't necessarily want a ton of halations.
What's halation?
Halation is an effect on Cinestill 800T due to the removal of the remjet layer. So you get these really cool red kind of specular highlights around really bright parts of images. So for example, if you go onto Instagram and you see film photos of 800T, you usually see like a gas station at night. And so you see like these really like little, no, a gas station, really? Like these really interesting like red highlights in the image. It's kind of glowing around really bright parts of image, like neon or the kind of overhanging canned lights at a gas station will start glowing red instead of just, a normal white light that would come out of them. That's because 800T is super cool. But I like to shoot it in specific scenarios. So I would still choose Portra 800 most often.
I could have guessed that was going to be your answer.
What's yours? Oh, the classroom. Cool.
Wait, what?
What
is that?
It's a weird film stock.
Why'd you?
It's kind of crazy, man.
It's weird product placement. I don't know. It's almost like this live stream's surrounded by some other bigger meaning or something. I don't know. Did we even put links in the description?
There's a description for this?
Dang it. Can we pin a comment or something?
Yeah.
Classroom.
Copy that, Chef.
Yeah, the discounts end in almost 3 hours. 400 off the solo course, 600 off the bundle with code SAVE400 and SAVE600. And we got someone else who just enrolled. Wait. He still has to write it. I'm just going to give it to him and then we'll announce that in like 5 minutes or something. Great. Can we pin a comment?
I'm doing applause right now.
Oh, so sorry.
I'm also writing this right now. Okay.
Comment, Chef. Amazing. So with that person, if you could hand me maybe a couple other enrollments from earlier today, we'll do that in maybe 5 minutes. But we will try to pin a comment. Education.ericfloberg.com is where you can go to see the classroom. And I don't need to do a screen recording of it. You can go there on your own. It can speak for itself. We have all the information regarding wedding photo, wedding filmmaking, there, reviews, modules, everything you'd need to know about it. And then in the Q&A, if you're still on the fence later, once I'm done with my presentation, you can ask all the questions you want about enrolling, and we can get that done before the discounts end at midnight, Central Standard. So moving on, after the 5th winner, congratulations, Marie, or Mary, however you pronounce it. We don't need a spotlight. I'm going to move into a little bit of a section titled Documenting My Life and What I Do, being a full-time creative, being a photographer and a filmmaker, but documenting my own life. I see it as something that's incredibly valuable and important because it's so easy for us to zone that part of our lives out because it is our practical work. So for me, I find a lot of value in shooting film, albeit incredibly expensive these days. That makes it even more important to me as I document my life and my family through film because it really makes me care about every single image. Not that it didn't before. Film has been expensive for a while, but now being 2 to 3 times as expensive as it was before, that sentiment is there even more of, does this moment need to be captured, and how am I going to remember this? Is it going to recall some sort of emotion for me, or is it worth capturing? A lot of time with your family, that's a pretty easy yes, but still begs the question, and honestly like pulls at the heartstrings of the artist inside of you and really makes you wonder like, what am I doing here? And so it's just been a joy for me over the past, 7 years of doing it, 6, 7 years. And these are just some stills from the past year and a half of me and my family on film, both 35 and medium format. Developed a lot of this philosophy from Matt Day, another YouTuber, just incredibly talented photographer who photographs his family super, super well. So I just want to talk about a few of the tools that I use to do that. And I am also using these tools here and there for engagement sessions and add-ons and weddings. And when Steven and I tag team weddings together, we're shooting digital, we're shooting film, we're shooting video. But I really want to specifically talk about this first part, just the film cameras that I use. So we can jump to full screen with me here. We have the Olympus Stylus Zoom 140, an incredible day-to-day camera, fully automatic. That just went really slow. Maybe, oh, yep, low battery. Flashing at me right now. Need to replace that. But that has a crazy zoom, which is really fun. Honestly, this was gifted to me. I didn't pick this. The lens is pretty soft. So in that regard, you shouldn't be photographing things that you like want in great detail. 35 doesn't have a lot of resolution as it is once it's scanned. But then having a sort of soft lens makes images pretty muddy, which in one sense I really love because it's kind of endearing and cool and it's just like gritty and family and just personal. And so I love doing that like a day out to the beach or, just going out with my family to do whatever, going to see Thomas the Train or whatever. I love bringing something like this, going to the carnival. But if I want to be more intentional with my 35 millimeter film, I'm pulling out my Leica M6, which I bought this one back in 2017 for a fraction of what they cost now, which I'm very thankful for. I've gone through 2 different lenses on this camera. The first one I had a Zeiss 35 Biogon, but now I have the Voigtlander 35 f 1.4 version 2 SC. And although this lens wide open is really vignetted on the corners and soft, I still really like it for the price it is. Someday I will upgrade to Leica glass because it's just better. There's a lot of Leica glass floating around our studio these days. So maybe I'll just have to, like a new acquisition today of a 50 mil 1.4. Thank you, Kyler, sitting in the room, to Aaron Bean. But I mean, Steven's going to talk about his new acquisitions he got today, literally today. But this 35 mil camera has been equally my Achilles heel and my most prized possession. Functionally doesn't always work. I've needed to CLA it for literally 5 or 6 years, but that's okay. We're not going to talk about that. Still a joy and something I hold dear and is a legacy camera for me. I've made so many cherished images on this thing and so many images I thought would be cherished, but I didn't have film in it, like a moron. And then also the Canon 1V, which is so special because it takes EF lenses, which is the first set of lenses I invested in. So all of my EF glass that I still have can be shot in this camera, and it's wild. It's like 5D 4 or R6, R5 kind of quality on a film camera. So seeing the film rendering, color, grain structure, contrast ratio, all that good stuff with this kind of glass is spectacular. It's just incredibly bulky. I took it out to the sled hill this past winter and got some of my favorite family photos outside with it and want to use it more often intentionally. Brought it on our music bed trip. That was really cool. Shot flash with it. It's the only 35 mil film camera I can use with flash because it's the only system I have with a flash. So that's super fun. And then moving into the medium format, I haven't used this camera in well over a year, but I was gifted this by a friend, Ben. He gifted this to me 3 years ago. It's the Hasselblad 500 CM. It's 6x6 square format. This is the camera type that they brought to the moon, which is really cool. And this is an 80 mil lens on here, Zeiss lens, and this thing renders out beautifully. It is a 2.8 wide open, and yeah, the experience is amazing through the Prism viewfinder and seeing your image as you shoot it. But I just haven't really touched it. It pretty desperately needs a CLA. You can't even take the viewfinder off the top, so that's kind of a bummer. The reason I haven't used it all that much is because I caved about a year and a half ago and bought essentially the same film camera that Steven has, the Mamiya 645 AF. It's an autofocus medium format camera, so it takes different film than 35, as does the 500 CM, and just insane. Renders an insanely gorgeous photo with depth of field and resolution, with medium format giving you much more resolution than 35 mil. So we bring these to weddings. We shoot portraits with them. It is such a workhorse and really, really cool to intentionally shoot your personal life with it as well. So those are my film cameras. I have a few more that are a bit more peripheral, but I also, before we jump to Steven's film cameras, I just want to share other people that enrolled in the classroom. We have, spotlight. Oh, Kyler's gonna step in and do spotlight for me. Button, yep. Yes. Lorenzo Tinoco, welcome to the classroom. Lorenzo. We have Josiah Chen, welcome to the classroom as well. Isaac Foresca. I don't know if it's Finesca or Foresca. Isaac, welcome to the classroom. And then finally, Cindy Lotz. Thank you so much for enrolling in the classroom. These are all people that enrolled today. Again, if you enrolled during the live stream, we want to shout you out and welcome you. And then, oh, are we doing music right now? Oh, everyone was doing this. Okay, let's move over to Steven's film cameras. Boom. You were late.
Well, I was only because my mic was muted again.
Oh.
The last time that I switched to my camera when that light wasn't on, it was a terrible jump scare during the test because I was just silhouetted by the light behind me.
People in the comments like,
yeah, people are like, oh
Chef,
my God, that was
Chef.
terrible, Chef. Oh my goodness. Cool. I'm just talking about this.
Your film cameras.
Oh.
The film cameras that you use.
Oh boy.
And then wait, let's see where we're at with time. What time is
You know,
it?
actually, before I do that,
What?
let's announce someone else. Let's announce another giveaway winner.
Oh, okay.
Feeling generous right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are we doing next? We had
Anchor
film
harness.
bundle. Oh,
That's a good one.
sixth winner. Anchor harness. I have it right here. Did you switch to me? Is it on me?
No.
It's not?
No, it is.
It is on me?
Yeah.
Wait, no, full screen.
Oh, you want full screen?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anchor harness. So Todd is a leather worker and a friend of ours now, and he developed the Clever Supply, his company Clever Supply anchor harness. And I rocked another dual harness for years until we befriended Todd, and he came out with a product that solved some of the problems that we, had with the other one. It's not that it's bad, but this one just felt a little bit more refined in that it has peak design integration at the bottom. So shout out to Todd, shout out to Clever Supply. Thank you for being a part of this giveaway. You can wear this as you see in the photo on the slide deck. You can wear this as a dual harness with two cameras that just hang at your hips. And the peak design quick release integration is insane for quick release. Very fast on and off the camera and very, very secure with its paracord. And what's so cool about it is that it just doesn't squeak. It doesn't pinch. It doesn't spin around. It's just super, super solid with the anchor pieces and hex. What do you call this? The 3/8 inch hex screw. It's just super secure with the peak plate here. Yeah. Okay. So they have a bunch of different colors. This is mine, so I'm not giving this one away, but whoever wins it will just get a full discount code through Clever Supply's website. Todd's going to supply us with a code, and then you can get whichever one you would like color-wise. It's leather. It's insanely good quality, and I'm excited to announce who won it. If I could just get my phone or yeah, of the winner. Okay, Clever Supply anchor harness is going to boom. Josh Bingham. Josh Bingham. There you go, Josh. Okay, great. When I read that in the cursive, it literally looked like your name, Shua's name, and I was like, wait.
I so badly wish I just like snuck all of our studio members' names into the giveaway.
I just read them.
Yeah, Nepo babies all over the place.
Congratulations, Josh. I really hope you enjoy the dual harness. Like I said, with all the winners, we are going to reach out to you and give you all the info you need about getting it, or coupon code, or address, and where to send it, and all that good stuff. So if you've heard your name tonight, just be ready to get reached out to in that way. If you don't hear from us, just shoot me a DM. But going back to Steven's film cameras, hit it, Steven.
Nice.
Wait.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 are the same, so just knock those out.
I was gonna say we can kind of get through this relatively quickly.
Yeah.
Like Eric mentioned, I've owned a Mamiya 645 AFD for the past almost 3 years now. It's my most used film camera, to be honest. Absolutely love it. The autofocus is killer, and it just works really well for any professional workflows where speed is really important. So I highly recommend this. I love it. The lenses are great. And it's a really, really great camera to use for really any fast-paced events, but also for just personal work and moments where you just want to rely on autofocus and not be too concerned about having to take the time to manually focus something. But if you do want to manually focus, I think it's over. Nope, which it's ridiculous. I also have a
You've
Leica.
acquired so many film cameras over the past 8 months.
Yeah. It's been quite a year. Also have a Leica M6, much like Eric. This was a incredibly unexpected and generous gift from our friend Joe Greer. The body he gifted me and surprised me with in February of 2023 on a trip that we were all on together, kind of doc related in Texas. Absolutely love this camera. I was a huge rangefinder disbeliever. I wasn't a huge fan of the style or the shooting method, especially because I wear glasses.
Hater.
Yeah, I guess hater is the right word, but frankly, this is.
Call me Bill.
Oh, hey, that was good.
Because you're a
hater. Nice, that was good.
So sorry.
I love it. We'll talk about Barry later.
Okay.
I have a Leica 28mm Elmerit, a spherical on this. I love the 28mm focal length. I have a 28mm equivalent for my AFD as well. I find it to be the perfect everyday lens for me, and I really enjoy using this camera. And it's also just extremely special because it was a gift from Joe as well. So that is another one of my very actively used film cameras. As far as point and shoots are concerned, I also have a little beige colored point and shoot, much like Eric. This was actually, funny enough, won this at a giveaway with Beers and Cameras when they visited Chicago in April, and Shua was there and Kyler was there. And it was hilarious that this even happened, but it's a Yashica T4 Super D. I really love this as a point and shoot. I really didn't have a daily driver point and shoot. And like I kind of already mentioned with my AFD, it's really nice to have autofocus every now and then when you're not always looking to intentionally manually focus stuff. You just want like a camera that you can bring out to a bar with your friends or have something that has a built-in flash, which is really nice. And you don't really have to think about composing a photo as much as just kind of like snapping memories and making moments out of that. So I love this camera. As Eric kind of alluded to, I also acquired specifically two new film cameras today. Our friend Kyler Steele, if you're not familiar with his work, go check it out. He is on a road trip across the country right now, and he is stopping in Chicago on his way to a number of other really beautiful places in the States. One of the cameras that I purchased from him is a dream portrait camera specifically. It is a Pentax 6.7. This is the MLU version. It's actually the 6x7 MLU. I have always wanted to own this camera. Nice. Ever since our friend Braxton Wallace, who is another member of Creative Club and another avid film shooter, picked one up about maybe a year and a half ago. I've loved using his, and I always had my eye on it. And then when our friend Brad Butcher, based in Nashville, Tennessee, kind of talked to me about the 6.7 and almost kind of like spoke it over my life. He was like, "Hey, I think you need a 6.7 in your life." And I decided I was going to start looking actively for one. So Kyler gave me a really gracious deal on this camera. Very grateful to him for that, because this is a camera that I've really wanted to own for a long time. And I am especially excited to use it for studio portraits. This isn't the portrait lens that's on it right now. This is a 55 millimeter. So roughly like a 28 millimeter roughly on medium format 6x7 terms. But I also got a 105 2.4 with this, which is a legendary portrait lens. I'm so excited to start breaking that in. I haven't had the time to today because it literally only got here about 8 hours ago. But really excited to create some really cool portraits and more work with this camera. And hey, Eric's here. Whoa, what are you doing here?
What is this?
That's crazy, man.
What are you talking about?
Hey.
Yeah.
Get in the photo. Oh, okay. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. There's no film in there.
Actually, I refer to that as the wrath of God.
Yeah, dude. That's a crazy shutter. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you feel it too. Yeah. It feels like recoil. It's nuts. All that to say, really excited about this camera and cannot wait to start using it. I don't know what's been going on this year, but just
another one.
As well as the
just
Pentax.
Doubled your inventory today.
Yeah, 6x7. I also picked up a Rolleiflex 2.8E Xenatar from Kyler as well.
That sounds like it's from another planet.
It kind of does, actually.
It's like Xenon Girl of the 21st century.
If you opened Instagram ever in 2012, you saw people post iPhone photos of this camera, because this was like the quintessential film camera, so to speak.
Yeah.
This is such an iconic design. The Rolleiflex. Yeah, Vivian Maier, iconic for that as well. This is just, I feel like almost kind of without even realizing it, kind of on every film photographer's dream camera list. If not only for the design, for the usability, the form factor. This is a medium format film camera that is extremely compact and very easy to travel with. 6x6, just like the Hasselblad 500 CM that Eric talked about. And while 6x6 is kind of a polarizing film aspect ratio to shoot in, I think it's really interesting. And I like the challenge that it provides to shoot 1x1 or in a square crop factor, because I don't know, you just see the world entirely differently when you're shooting in square. So pick this up, have a roll that's about halfway shot in it currently. Going to finish it hopefully at some point tomorrow to get it developed, dropped off, and scanned before I leave for Boston on Thursday. But really, again, grateful to Kyler for selling this to me, and really excited to use this for an entire body of work this year. So, yeah.
Great.
I think that's about it. We can spread out some of the camera love.
That's all of your film cameras.
Technically, no.
No, you have a AE.
I have my first film camera was a Canon A1 that I bought about 5 years ago, I think. And then I actually also have a really fun niche camera, a Nikon L35AW, which is a waterproof fully
Oh
waterproof
yeah.
film point and shoot
Yeah, you have
camera.
everything.
That thing is fantastic.
You know
I
what's-
love
You know
that.
what's true of right now? We're running behind schedule, and you know what counts?
Every second
That's
counts.
right. I don't know what that phrase is yet because I haven't watched season 2. What is this on the screen,
Oh.
Steven?
Wait,
Stop putting that there.
do you not wait? Eric,
Stop trying the product placement, man.
stop trying to
Jeez.
place product with
Okay,
me.
a few other slides on this little section. Sponsors recently on my channel have subsidized personal films, which has just been insane to me that I can make the personal films that I want to with my family. Not the one, okay, yeah, maybe not. My family's in half of them, but most of them. Half of them, not the best endings all the time. If you've seen them,
correct.
like either family members dying or things like that. Been wanting, on a serious note, been wanting to explore different emotions that aren't just like euphoric and happy. So that's why I did that. But now I'm moving into a mini documentary with my father and a mini documentary with my mother, both subsidized by brands, sponsored by brands. So in my busy life with wanting to do stuff like that, it's giving me the ability to do that while still making a living for my family, which is just very unique and interesting and cool. So these are just some stills from one of those last ones. And this was shot with the R5C on that campaign. And it was titled Content, even though it looked like content, play on words. And then iPhone, like got that gorgeous man in the blue hat there, you know, making his YouTube video.
You got to stop with that, man.
Yeah. And then so a couple photos off to the right, because I don't know, Steven, if you knew that I run quite a bit. I run a lot and I really like running. But yeah.
You know I have the power to switch the feed over to me exclusively for the rest of the night.
That is true.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Do it. Bet. Call your bluff. Okay. So yeah, I don't need to tell you about iPhone, obviously how powerful it can be. If it's just that camera in your pocket, it's better than nothing and can be wild in capturing something that is insanely important, whether you think so or not. I walked away, we just shot a full day with my dad on the boat, and I realized like we didn't even get a family photo of all of us. And I was like, great. And we all had iPhones in our pockets.
It's true. I wasn't involved in any family photos.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
But just recognizing that that is the case. If you have a special event in your personal life, there's all these people together that might not be together again. Like my grandfather's 90 years old. He's not in good health. He was out there that day and we didn't get, I mean, he got a few photos with my cousins, but I didn't get anything with him. We just got some footage. So yeah, just don't disregard what the iPhone can mean in your personal documentation. We already did the anchor harness, so we're blasting right through that into the next part, which is pricing. And I think a lot of people are going to be interested in this section. I have a lot of interesting thoughts on pricing and not necessarily the stereotypical ones. So let's dive in. When it comes to pricing and pricing your work, you need to have something to validate who you are as an artist, as a creative, somebody that can actually get paid for said work. So you need to make some stuff first. You need to have some kind of portfolio, some sort of portfolio. This is part of my portfolio in the early days. A few engagement sessions with my close friends in college, portraits of my sister and headshots for her out in a forest preserve, or my other friends who let me shoot their wedding essentially for free. They ended up like tipping me a couple $100, but I was like, can I just shoot it? Just stockpiling the portfolio and giving people something to look at. First YouTube videos. Some of my first YouTube videos were wedding films, the earliest wedding films, and putting those on Facebook and sharing them and getting those people to share them to their with their friends and family. Take any paid work you can get. These are some of my earliest shoots. This is my sister-in-law on the left. My wife's family paid me to take her senior photos, which was so sweet of them. But I took it. I took any paid work I could get. And then the two on the right, I took their engagement photos and my first photo wedding. And they entrusted me to do that. They had me come out to Indianapolis for their engagement session, which blew my mind. But I took it, even though it was, I don't know, maybe $150 a pay. And I just kept building that portfolio and took every single opportunity, whether it was paid or not, friends, family, anybody that was willing to let me do what I wanted to do. And with that, I was able to start looking at my work and seeing how it related to other people who were getting paid in the field. And that's what I mean by this phrase, healthy comparison. I mean, you taking a step back and looking at the field of creatives, looking at the field of photographers and filmmakers in the wedding world around you, or in your league, and seeing what do they charge. Let's see their starting price. Let's see if you can ask them for their pricing guide, or you can see it on their website and see, is my work comparable to theirs? And not in a way that makes you feel like you are degrading yourself, but in a way that says, I need to grow. I need to get to this point to be able to charge what they're charging, or I am making what is equivalent to them. I am making what is as good as their portfolio, and having enough self-awareness to realize my stuff is as good. And if you don't feel like you are a good enough judge of that, maybe bringing it to close family and friends and saying, how does my work stand up to this kind of work? Does it look comparable? Does it look way different? Does mine look cheaper? Does mine look more expensive? And then relating and seeing, okay, where is my start off point of what I can charge package wise, hourly rate, whatever it is, whether it's portraits or weddings. And in that, develop your own pricing guide. So you can screenshot this if you want. That's totally cool. This is my pricing guide from 2020. This is everything that I offer on a wedding day and engagement session and all that stuff. If you want to copy this, that's totally cool too. My newest one is always available in the classroom, is always available to copy if you'd like. I do not care. But essentially, this is a parsed out PDF of all of my coverage, photography and filmmaking, with my associates and engagement session prints at the bottom, and information that clients need to know if they are hiring me. And this is a development over, at that point is almost 10 years of photographing and filming weddings, and the price is reflecting that. And the amount of, what's the word I'm looking for? The amount of demand that's coming in dictating what those prices are as well. Because out the gate, I was not charging $6,000 minimum for a wedding. But the fact that I can charge that at a minimum means the world to me now, because it doesn't mean that I'm shooting 30 weddings a year. It actually means that I get to shoot less than 10 a year, especially with the diversification of the rest of my business. But now I'm at a place where if people really want to book me, they need to invest in that investment. They need to see that I'm worth that price, and I've done the evaluation necessary to see that, yes, I am worth that, and I can sustain my life and my business through prices like this. And so if you are in the early days, or you are a couple years in, you might not be at this price point. You might not be offering goods and services that cost this much, and that is perfectly okay. Comparison in that regard can be a thief of joy. You don't want that. And so in healthy comparison, looking at someone like me and seeing what your work is in standing up to someone as established as I am. Can you charge a minimum of $6,000 a wedding? No? Okay. What do you think you're at then? Are you at $3,000? Can you relate to some other people who are charging in that range? Based on that demand and how much you get per year, how many bookings you get per year, you can raise your prices accordingly. So for me, the rule I always had for myself was, by the end of the calendar year, by December, if I was already 50% booked for my next year, meaning 12 to 15 weddings booked for my next year, I would up my prices every single time. A dozen to 15 weddings by the end of the calendar year, I would raise the prices to the next year at an amount of $500 to $750 per package. So everything went up $500 to $750, and I would be delighted to see that the second half of the next year or the following year would book at that price range, and I would follow suit the next year. Every year compounding on each other, a $500 to $750 increase on every single package, until I got to the point where I was only shooting about a dozen weddings a year, found myself more diversified in a multitude of other work, and only needing to shoot around 5 to 10 weddings a year. Now, if I was going completely full time, that would probably need to be somewhere around 10 to 15 at the prices that I have now, maybe 10 to 20. But you need to evaluate for yourself. How many do you have booked for the next year? How safe can you be in raising those prices, but not to be scared to raise them? If you are really confident in what you bring to the table, the service that you bring, the clientele that you are building, and the portfolio work that you are producing, as well as the philosophy of caring and nurturing your clients, taking care of them, you can confidently raise those prices every single year and see what you're capable of making. And if you're in a circumstance, especially now, in an economy that might feel more stagnant, that isn't necessarily growing, where bookings might be harder, it's okay to cut back or cut down some of those price points if you need more cash. You do not need to be above negotiating. There are a multitude of other industries in business, in small business and entrepreneurship, where people negotiate prices to make deals, and that is okay. There is a very, very strong group of people in the creative world, whether it be in photography, filmmaking, or design, or any other kind of art, that say you need to stand your ground based on what you're worth. And while I understand that sentiment, and I agree with it sometimes, that doesn't make sense in an economy that isn't growing. If the economy is stagnant, if inflation is high, if wages are stagnant, if these things are happening, there's a very good chance that your worth is different than what it was 2 to 3 years ago. And that's not a reflection of who you are as an artist. That's not a reflection of who you are as a business person. That's just a reflection of what's happening economically. And if you want to survive and continue to grow, or even just to remain afloat, it is okay to cut back some of those prices and to book what you need to book to get a paycheck regularly and to make ends meet, so that when we see an economy turn again, or what we experienced before this downturn, where bookings may have been more easy, that's when you can see that price raise year after year, when you can see that flourishing happen. And some people are beating the system through a multitude of different variables and their personality and the way they drive their brand, and that's beautiful and that's awesome. But if that isn't you, that's okay to pull back. And don't let anybody make you think like you can't do that, to be able to provide for yourself, provide for your family, and to sustain your lifestyle. The psychological grip of people pleasing can be damning. Like, it is so brutal. The thoughts and feelings I had for years of, if I give this person a deal, my other clients are going to find out. If I cut back my prices, my clients that already booked are going to be so angry at me. No one's paying that close attention, first of all. No one is thinking about that. No one knows that that is happening. And if you are booking clients that actually do care about you and your livelihood and who you are as a person, they should be able to understand that you have to do what you need to do to make ends meet and to keep your business alive and floating. Because I guarantee they would want a business that's functional, that shows up on their wedding day, more than getting the $500 discount you gave to the person after them. So my encouragement is to get out of your head and recognize that people aren't watching you as closely as you think they are, because they're not. They just aren't. Okay. I hope that was helpful. Is there anything in the chat? I can't see the chat.
There's a ton of stuff in the chat, but
Chef,
there is so much food in the chat right now. But we are going to be opening up for Q&A at some point in the evening.
Very soon.
We're going to kind of take notes on those questions, aggregate them, address them later.
Great.
We got a little bit of a presentation to have still.
So,
yeah. Like this giveaway, this beautiful giveaway.
Seventh winner.
Seventh
of the JBL clip for the newest updated one. This build quality is way better than the third version. I really like it. I just ordered these prizes today. This one's mine personally, but I just ordered the new one off Amazon that will get here by Saturday, and I will be shipping it out to this winner, who is...
Oh, yeah. Yes, chef.
Toss it, chef.
Jeff.
Jeff. Oh no.
Oh, Danny.
And the winner of the JBL Clip 4 is, drum roll, Stephanie Alvarez. Congratulations, Stephanie. Stephanie Alvarez, you won the JBL Clip 4. Is it still? Oh, okay, great. Okay. The reason I think this is so special is it, for those of you who aren't extroverted, those of you who are introverted and just need that extra bit of sauce to like get going on a portrait shoot, to cut the tension, the awkward small talk, this is the way to go. I have a whole Spotify playlist called the Romantic Portrait Jams playlist that you can use and put on a Bluetooth speaker while you're shooting. It's incredibly helpful. Or you just send a survey or questionnaire to your clients and ask what's your favorite kind of music, ask what their first dance song is, and you sneak it onto a playlist and watch them cry their eyes out during the portrait session. You can make so much magic happen with music with this thing, or whatever Bluetooth speaker you use. I love this one. Congratulations to Stephanie. You won it, and I hope you enjoy it and use it for all those reasons. Okay, so moving on. How are we doing on time? Good? Bad? Wow, first sheet gone. Let me toss you my phone. Ready?
Oh, I don't need it. I got your email.
Oh, you have my email?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Figured it out.
Okay, good. Great. Okay, so how to book clients. Next section, how to book clients. I have an entire free module of the classroom. If you haven't seen it yet, it's module 7. It is titled Client Experience, and it is a whole full-blown 2-hour module. We struggled with giving this one away for free. I had a lot of people tell me to just give one of the best modules away for free to show the quality of the course. So that's what I did. And I just gave it away for free. And I'm so happy I did, because so many people have enrolled because they saw the quality of this module, and they saw that, you know, if the rest of the course is anything like this, it feels like a worthwhile investment, which I believe that it is. So in it, I have Stephen and his wife, Laura, come through as fake clients, and we do a whole first client interaction. So I go through the first processes of inquiry, and then I, quote unquote, bring them to our studio. And then I go through all of the questions that a typical client couple would ask, and go through all the answers. And I break the fourth wall and talk to the camera from time to time. And we have some funny jokes. But then I go into Honeybook and I talk about contracting and invoicing and emailing with clients, and real life emails that I had with clients and interactions with some tough situations and how I handled them. But I walk through with my my admin, my assistant, Nami, and we go through the entire process of booking a client then. So if Stephen and Laura, who are the potential client, come through and we had the whole conversation, I walk you through the process of what I do next as next steps, with sending them an agreement, getting an invoice going, how they can do payment, all that good stuff, and how we maintain client communication throughout the whole process. Entire 2 hours, completely free. It's on education.ericfloberg.com. Is it pinned in the comments?
It is linked in the description of this live stream.
Great. So you can go there, you can find the free module there, and you can enroll in the classroom. Reminder, we only have 2.5 hours left before the discounts run out. If you want just the photo course or just the video course, $400 off with the code SAVE400. If you want the bundle of both photo and video, an even higher value, 50% off the second one, you can get $600 off of that bundle with code SAVE600 as well. Education.ericfloberg.com. Discounts end in 2.5 hours, midnight Central Standard Time. So you can go check out the free module if you want to. If you're not ready to enroll now, you can just go indulge in that full 2 hours. And then this past week on YouTube, I also released the old version of the video editing module, which is 2 hours long. If you're on the video side, tons of valuable information there. And some of my AI workflow that I've been working on in Lightroom on the photo side, also on my YouTube channel that you can find because you're on it right now. Okay. One of the biggest things, and something that John and Nick from How to Film Weddings talk about regularly. If you are struggling to book clients and turn them over from an inquiry, after you get an inquiry, reach out to them immediately. In your contact form on your website, make sure you have their email, you have their phone number, and maybe a social handle if they would be willing to give that to you. Those things are imperative to be able to reach out quickly. As soon as you get that inquiry, and in the early days, you need to grind, you need to hustle and find that time to check emails regularly, to see those inquiries. And as soon as they come in, shoot them a text, give them a call, let them know that you saw the inquiry, that you are looking to book them, that you are looking to make them your clients, that you want to show up for them, and that you are separating yourself from all the other people who are taking a day or two to respond. You immediately are putting yourself at the front of the line if they're window shopping with 6 other photographers or filmmakers, and you immediately get in the door. They know who you are, they know that you care, and they hear your voice, especially if you call them, and then try to, in that call, set up a time where you can meet in person if possible. So that's the next thing I have here. We have the luxury of having a studio. That's something that we built. It's not something that was handed to us. We invested in this place. We've built it out, and we've curated a place where we can bring clients to if we need to. And it's insane. It's really cool to bring someone into an aesthetically pleasing space. You can offer them coffee or a drink, some water. They can look at the beautiful art on the wall and appreciate the decor and all that stuff. And it's enchanting. It just is. But that could be at a local coffee shop. That could be you taking them out to dinner just to be like, you know what? I know you haven't even booked me yet, but I'd love to just treat you to dinner and let you know like what I'm all about. Or I'd love to treat you to a coffee or whatever. Maybe not being too forward offering dinner, but at the very least, just meeting face to face so they can get an idea of your personality. And as you do this habitually over and over and over, you just become better at it. You practice what you're going to say to stereotypical questions. You formulate jokes that you can repeat that are boring to you, but hilarious to them. And all sorts of things that just show your personality and ultimately just win them over and letting them know that you care and that you're going to show up. One of my favorite things to say in these meetings is, you don't want to hate me. You don't want me to be the person that shows up and is going to be around you the most out of anybody on your wedding day and not like who I am or not gel with me. Therefore, if you feel like we're connecting in this meeting, you feel like if we vibe, then I'll show up for you. I'll grab you by the shoulders if you're freaking out on the wedding day, and I'll let you know it's okay, because it will be. And I've done this a ton of times, and I can assure that it is going to be okay and that we're going to get through it. And saying stuff like that will just make their heart melt and just be like, how could we not go with this person? So meet face to face, show who you are, and show that you care. And that sets you so far apart from the rest of the field because people are lazy in general. Prove to them why you're worth the investment, whatever you're charging at that time, especially as you continue to raise those prices, and that you actually care. Eighth winner is, and this is specifically filmmaking, but not necessarily. Oh man, I don't know where I put it. There's way too much gear everywhere. I grabbed it earlier, and then I think I might have put it back in the audio case. I did. Okay. 3, 2, 1. I only have one right now, but I promise you we'll get 2 of these. If you're on the filmmaking side, insanely valuable. It's not a vape pen. It is,
but it's also
not.
an audio
it's
recorder.
Not, though. It's not a vape. Let's clarify.
This
both. Is not a vape pen.
You're right.
Yes.
It's
a Sony clip mic, the ICD TX 660. It's incredible because you can just clip it to anything. You can clip it to a shirt. You can clip it to a lapel. You can clip it to a dress. Clip it to a microphone. You could put a little sleeve on a microphone. It's just this tiny little thing, but it's insanely good quality. It's just it's mind blowing. It's almost the best source of audio every single time. Whenever I film a wedding or a YouTube video or something, running gun, it's incredible.
Can you clip it to your hat even?
You can clip it to your hat.
That's sick.
It's actually fantastic. We put the backup audio for Nolis's interview a couple weeks ago, just like that. We shot this side and the mic was just right over here. Sounded fantastic.
It's actually weird to me how good the audio out of that sounds.
It's great.
It's incredible.
What's great if you're not a filmmaker and you win this, you're a photographer and you only do photo. this is a great tool to have for if you're making Instagram reels or you're talking to camera with anything in the content world. So again, if you're just a photographer and you win this and you want to default and do something else, just let us know. But insanely valuable. And they run at about $100 a pop. You get 2 of them. The winner is Paul Yorkiv. Paul Yorkiv, you won 2 Icy Ducks mics. Let's go. Thank you for entering the giveaway, Paul. And I hope you enjoy those. One of my favorite pieces of gear.
We no joke, we actually use those on a near daily basis at the studio. They
It's-
like not exaggerating. We absolutely love those mics. They are fantastic.
I had to clear the memory on one before we just did that short film with my dad. And it went all the way back to, I think, September or October of last year.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. And it was fascinating to hear all the things that were on it.
That's another great thing is that it records really high quality audio. Like
Mhm.
you can do wave files on it. It's not 32-bit, but you can record waves on it.
Yeah.
But the internal memory is
Waves, dude.
waves,
Sick.
dude. Friggin' Niles and Caleb up in here. It's weird though because it feels like I don't know what the actual internal memory on it is, but you can record forever on them. It's amazing.
Yeah, I love it for that reason. That's like that's one of the main reasons I love it, because I get sad whenever I'm like, wait, there's not enough space anymore. But it's like, but I have recorded a year's worth of stuff on it. And it charges via USB-C, which is incredible. So you just
It's very good.
any SSD cable you have, you just plug it in the computer, it charges in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
What is the name? So I can just type that and pin that in the comments here so people, because
Yes.
we're getting some questions
Yes.
about the name. Again.
Sony ICD
ICD
dash
TX
TX 660. How did they not remember that?
It's so catchy.
It's so catchy.
It's so catchy. We just
Yeah.
call them, what do we call them? The
Icy
icy
ducks.
ducks? Yeah, the icy ducks.
You can go grab the Icy Ducks in the other room. I think my
icy-
Icy Ducks is on the table. Yeah.
The mighty icy ducks.
Icy Mighty Ducks.
Mighty icy ducks. Chefs.
Icy Ducks on the menu tonight. Oh no, are we getting unhinged already?
Oh, not yet. The
not even 10
Koval
yet.
hasn't broken.
Not even 10 yet.
Okay.
We on schedule? Chef,
Dude. Hey,
every
chef,
second matters.
Hey.
Counts.
get off my expo station. Okay. We're on schedule.
Will you like to try this donut, Chef?
I can't say the next line, chef.
Okay, fine.
Chef.
Chef,
Chef.
I'm trying not to give things away.
I know. Okay. Yeah. We'll talk about that later.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. We went through pricing. I hope this is helpful. I hope the content and the teaching and stuff is helpful. I hope there aren't too many comments that are like, "Where's the
Um,
R6?" Maybe,
wouldn't say a ton.
but some.
Certainly some.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
We're getting to that. That's soon.
Yeah.
It's in
I'm sorry if you feel that way.
20 minutes. 20 minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Good company for 20 more minutes.
Great.
Easy.
Okay. So next thing, this is a bit more heartfelt. We talked about how to book clients. We talked about pricing. And this next part, I just want to talk a bit about community. And we're back on pace. We're like 5 minutes off now. We're good.
Easy.
Community, unbelievably important part of my career, my journey, my life as a creative is the fact that I'm even sitting in a room with 4 to 5 other people right now. I mentioned earlier, Shua is off camera. Shua's been, this marks, we'll just call it the anniversary. Yeah. Yeah. A year ago on launch week at the classroom, Shua started working for me, and it's been a whole year, and it's just been incredible.
Happy anniversary.
Hasn't always been easy. him and I have had to learn how to work with each other, and from so many faults of my own, fully admit that we've had to have so many heart-to-hearts, so many like, I just didn't create good expectations. I didn't put this in writing. I didn't blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, like really trusting in the fact that we can come together, still make stuff, still have a profound group of people that make things together. Chad Meeks is also in the room as well. He's been helping with producing rally caps every single time we make a podcast episode. Stephen and I helping build out the entire podcast studio upstairs. Can't ignore Chad in the room. Thank you, Chad. And even from afar, which is so cool. Kyler Steele is here tonight too. Kyler. Always having people like Kyler from different cities and places from all over come through the studio at Creative Club. Danny Gavertz and his film recently and his private screening of Itis. And I can't even tell you how many people. We just had Sarah come through. It was so cool. Beers and Cameras came through. Just building this community and cultivating this place where people can come through, and we have this kind of vibrant culture of things that we do here. And the truth is, it's just not always easy. Community is never going to be easy. There's always going to be difficult things that you have to work through because life is challenging and difficult and bumpy. And I am under the impression that it's worth going through that stuff to be able to make and create things that are profound and speak to people and that can sustain us as artists and as entrepreneurs, and ultimately can give us the ability to live the lives that we want to together. And like I said, it's not easy to do that. But in the uneasiness, we have each other to experience that uneasiness. And not to get too sappy, I just think it's really profound and really special and really cool. And I'm not saying you have to make a studio with your friends, but I do implore you to find people near you, not just online. That's cool too, totally cool. But maybe try to find some people near you that can be a support system for you as an entrepreneur and as an artist. Maybe you live in a small town and it's not wedding photographers that are around you, but maybe it's just small business owners. Or maybe it is artists of some kind, but some kind of community that can lift you up and that you can bring your problems to, and they can speak into your life and figure out what you are going to do moving forward. As I said, online groups are amazing, an amazing resource. I'm a part of a bunch of Facebook groups, but also in the classroom, we have our Facebook group. We give each other referrals there. We give each other advice on what needs to be done in certain very specific circumstances. But for me, what was so impactful, and I mentioned it earlier, was the workshop that I went to in Brooklyn in 16, 17, and 18, those 3 years, where I heard from people that just completely rocked what I thought was correct or the trajectory I needed to go for my business, and just completely changed the route of that. So find ways to challenge yourself, whether it is the classroom, that's what we're promoting tonight and this whole week, and getting into enrollment now, whether it is going to that coffee meetup in your hometown, or DMing somebody, and not just text DM, but maybe a voice memo or a video or a way that might get their attention and show that you have a little bit more intentionality than just, hey, I want to pick your brain. Or it's a workshop, or it's a travel event where you have to go to another city and get yourself out of your comfort zone to find people to support you in your creative and entrepreneurial endeavors. For us, it's Creative Club Chicago. I already talked about it. And Steven, Dancing Man over here, do we have what they signed up for? I think I have it right here. Bundle. We got a bundle. Micah Nazarino enrolled with the bundle for the classroom. Let's go, Micah. Welcome to the classroom. Don't forget about the Facebook group. Go join that. Even if you don't have, people have been like, I don't even have a Facebook account. I'm like, make one and just be a part of it. There are people from all over the country, all over the world in the classroom Facebook group. And you'd be remiss if you didn't, make some sort of connection with someone in there. At some point in this coming week, I'm going to do a pinned post where all the new members in the classroom who just enrolled can introduce themselves, and hopefully you can find some people that maybe are near you or in a city where you're going to be visiting soon, and you can hopefully connect with those people. Braxton went and got a beer with a classroom student last year at some point. It was really fun to see. But that brings us to our 9th winner. Boom. That's not gonna be funny every time, isn't it? Is it not? We can't tell if people are laughing. It's the internet.
I think they're laughing in spirit.
They're on the other side of the void.
The void.
Okay.
Hey, Jimmy laughed. That's good.
This
Thank you,
one,
Jimmy.
I hope doesn't just come across as narcissistic, but just helpful. 4 entire hours. If you want to come to Creative Club, you are more than welcome to come here for this mentor session. Otherwise, we can do a video chat. But 4 hours of whatever you want to talk about, business related, and any way I can help with your business or philosophy moving forward as a creative, as an entrepreneur. The winner of the 4-hour mentor session with me is, I don't want to say the last name wrong, so you confirm it with me over here.
Okay, great.
Because you're spelling
Sidebar.
at the end, I can't tell if it is one letter or the other letter. How about you say it? Come in the spotlight.
How many letters could that be? Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but
Ray Kang.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Ray.
what I was gonna say, but I didn't trust that G.
That's so bright.
It's only on 4%, isn't it, Shua? The spotlight? 4%.
4%.
Wait, crank it to 100 real quick.
Oh, no.
Go ahead.
Prepare yourself.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
it's like the sun.
Oh, Danny.
I didn't put
Oh,
on
no.
sunscreen.
No.
Okay, bring it back down.
Wait.
please, before my
Pause.
retinas burn.
I
What?
got to take a photo of the live stream.
Oh.
100%? Yep.
Oh, you
Perfect.
didn't warn me.
Perfect.
That is so bright.
Oh, that looks amazing.
On the backside
Okay.
of my eyelids. It's
Okay.
just white.
Got it. He's transcended, they're saying in chat.
Is it just entirely blown out?
Yes. Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
It looks ridiculous.
Just 7 stops overexposed. Wow.
I was
Okay.
about to show the chat what it looked like, but they definitely just saw it already. So
That's just, yeah, that was just our example of don't blow the highlights.
you were just trying to do the light and airy look, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Fuji Pro
It's a
400
vibe.
H, you
It's a
know?
vibe. It's the luxury market.
Yeah. Hey, pay me $25 million for no highlights.
7 stops of overexposure. Great. I kid. Okay. So, last bit of teaching before we move to the final winner of the R6, which is around here somewhere. Okay, I found it. So this last one is near and dear to me. It's not something that everyone is going to do, but if you are interested in it, I'm very passionate about it. So in the mentor session with, I forget your name already, it's Ray, right? Yeah, Ray. If you want to talk about diversifying, we can do that. It's all over my YouTube channel as you see the things that I do and diversify with my business. So I'll just jump in real quick, knock this part out. So if you are a photographer, if you're a wedding photographer, you are missing out by not having the skills in video if you want to go there. If you develop that skill set, you have a whole new thing you can sell to potential clients. Whether it's you doing it alternatively to photo, or you building a team or finding someone who can also do it, or a photographer friend that you already have while you do video and they are your associate and you're booking for potentially twice as much money on a single day than you normally do. Just something to consider. As I built the community at Creative Club in 2016, 2017, we started photographing and filming weddings instead of just doing one. And my income started to grow exponentially because of it. Lead shooters get paid more than second shooters, but you still get to bring home a hefty chunk because you are editing that film or you're editing those photos. You're taking on the responsibility, doing the admin with those clients and giving them the deliverables and just being the director essentially. But you stand to make so much more money with doing that. Not absolutely necessary if you just want to niche hard into one lane of either photography or filmmaking, but know that it's there as an option. And as we mentioned earlier, the classroom can be an insane place for you to learn those skills if you're already an established photographer looking to do filmmaking or vice versa. Associates, you can take people on as your associates under your brand, under your name, and you can book out dates that you are already booked. So you're already booked for September 7th, but your associate is available. They can be booked at your price or a fraction of your price. and you get a smaller percentage of what they shoot on that day, and then you would work it out with that associate if you're going to do the editing or they are, and figure out what that percentage split is. A lot of times I see 70-30 split, with the associate getting the 70 or even 80-20, depending on if they're editing it or how much they're taking the lead on things like client communication or meetings, or if you're just doing that all from an admin perspective. And that's something you need to completely figure out on your own as a business person, and what you need to develop with your own business philosophy. Pursuing something like YouTube, it's intimidating. It's something that is difficult. It's not easy, but can extend your marketing and your brand exponentially in other socials. Dare I say TikTok? Dare I say Twitter, or these other places that us photographers and filmmakers don't like to touch, don't always want to engage with. You'd be so surprised to see what kind of following you can get there, what kind of message you can relay that resonates with so many people, whether it be really profound or really goofy or even really helpful. You never know what potential business you can drum up if you don't make something like that on those platforms, because brands might reach out to you based off of a certain topic of something you said, or you build an audience where you can sell a digital good or anything, education or mentorship. You just never know. Commercial work, it could be traditional commercial work, working with brands, making commercials, making commercial photographs, doing studio photo shoots. Or you could do kind of what we're doing with doing commercial work with YouTube or other integrated social platforms, and doing some sort of meta approach to commercial work. Again, you're never going to know what that is unless you dabble in it and try. And this is obviously just for the person who is looking to extend their business outside of wedding work, if that's what you're doing, part to full time. But even something like invested cash, like if you're in a really fruitful season of income, lots of profit, you're saving money. What are you going to do with that saved cash? You already have all the gear you want. You already have all the bells and whistles. What might you do with that money? Are you going to invest it in real estate, in your personal life, or maybe a new extension of the business, a new business entirely, or even something like what we did this last year, where I funded the entire documentary with Joe, and now we're looking to submit it to film festivals, and hopefully going to get that movie sold and streamed somewhere. So I'd be remiss if I didn't just give one last push to the classroom and what it is before I announce our final winner in the R6. I'm going to be straight up when I say this, guys. I mentioned it in a few videos this week in this discount launch. I don't like being salesy in the typical regard. I don't like making commercials where it's like, you have to take this course if you want to level up to 6 figures and blah, blah, blah. Like, this is the only way you can succeed. I don't agree with that. I legitimately think that you can build your entire career without me and without the classroom. I built my business like that. 99.9% of the world has built their business without the classroom. But if you resonate with the philosophy that I have in approaching weddings and approaching photography and filmmaking, how I have diversified my business, what my creative brain looks like, and how you feel like you can apply those skills, those points of education that I bring to the table, if you feel like you can do those things, then maybe it is something that would be a good investment for you. And that's a judgment you need to make for yourself. And what's so awesome and what I'm so excited about, which really bummed me out in the past 2 years, I took an approach of marketing for this course where I only made it available for a week, just so that there was only a window to drive more sales. And that was a business approach. And yeah, of course, giving a discount code is another approach like that. But what I'm so excited about now is that it's open indefinitely. After tonight, it doesn't close off. It's not just not available anymore like it was in the past 2 years. It's evergreen. So you do not need to make this decision tonight by any means if you feel like you're on the fence or you feel like this is something that you'd like to invest in for yourself. What I do want to make clear, though, is that tonight is the end of what is probably going to be the biggest discount we give on this course in the future. Either it's going to be full price or more later as we continue to add to it. But if you want the photo course or the video course as a solo, $400 off with the code SAVE400. And if you want to bundle the photo and the video together, you can get $600 off with the code SAVE600 at education.ericfloberg.com. That's my last plug for that. I'm sure I'll mention it in the Q&A, but I just want to make sure it's crystal clear everything that we came here to do in pushing enrollment and what that could be for you and the investment it can be for you on this live stream. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about that. And I'd be remiss without saying that this is something I wholeheartedly believe in, that it could help so many people. With the reviews we've gotten and the amount of people that have flooded my DMs and saying that it has drastically changed their life and their business, it makes me believe in it that much more. So you can always DM me about this. I won't be available the rest of the night because I'll be on the live stream, but moving to Evergreen, if you want to save for this, I'm always available to talk in Instagram DMs. So, or email ericfloberg@gmail.com. Just shoot me a line and I'd be more than happy to help to see if this is a good decision for investment for you or not. And I hope I could be of help in some capacity. 10th winner.
It really is that time. The big one.
Everyone's been waiting for. Do I just rip off the Band-Aid? Or do we hold more suspense?
I think it's time.
It's time?
Everyone's waited about 2 hours now. I think it's time.
I don't think it's time yet, Steven.
No?
No.
That's so weird.
Let's put the spotlight on 100% again. No, don't do that. Okay. All right. I have a Canon R6 right here. This exact camera is the one I am giving away. I have used it. I am passing it along, and it is going to.
Wow. Wait. Wow. Hey, drum roll.
Drum roll. This has got to be a long drum roll.
As Eric finds the name.
I have it. I'm ready.
Ready? Okay.
Josie O'Hara, you have won the Canon R6. Congratulations, Josie. Just let it go. No, hit it again.
Hit it again?
Hit it again.
I'm going to air horn it.
Ah! Amazing. Josie, I'm so stoked for you. I hope you put this camera to good use. It has really served me well over the past year. I have loved using this camera. I'm actually kind of sad to see it go. It does incredibly well in low light for receptions, for dark scenarios. That lower megapixel rate on the sensor gives it better sensitivity to darker scenarios, which is really profound and good in some ways. The autofocus is incredibly snappy, face detection, all that good stuff. Really good video quality as well. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this thing. I hope you get great use out of it. And thank you to everybody who submitted your name to the giveaway, who wanted to be a part of this, who helped promote the classroom in this whole week, and just creating so much hype surrounding the classroom and this giveaway and this drop and all this excitement. And it's my honor to be able to give stuff like this away. I'm so happy that I'm in a place in my career where I can give back like this. And I hope you guys can see that, whether you won or not. And I hope that you just continue to be a part of the fun stuff that we do here if we're ever giving stuff away or ever doing anything fun like this live stream. So thank you so much for submitting, and congratulations, Josie, for winning the R6.
I also do want to clarify something really quickly because I'm seeing people leave. We're going to be streaming for the next 2 hours.
2 hours.
The giveaway ending right now is not the
Q&A.
end of the actual live stream.
It's not.
We're going to be doing basically a 2-hour live mentor session. For any questions, we'll be providing answers as best as we can to those questions. So start leaving all of your questions in the chat right now. And yeah. Let's let it rip.
Let it rip. It's another bear reference.
Another bear reference.
Yeah. So I have a Q&A slide that has a ton of topics that we can talk about. But this is the fun part of the night where, guys, it's 10 o'clock. We finished that section 10 minutes early. It's now what, happy hour? Oh, yeah. Steven is busting out the whiskey now. Oh, you okay?
And Shu is busting his skull. Oh, no. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock now, which means it's 5 o'clock somewhere else. So
Sure.
we're gonna just open
Hawaii?
a little.
Close.
That's actually pretty. That's the closest
Actually,
we'll get.
yes.
Yeah, it is
It
actually.
is 5 o'clock in
Yeah,
Hawaii.
nice. Hey, it's 5 o'clock on Maui. We're gonna break open a little bottle of Koval whiskey, which is a local Chicago whiskey that we really enjoy.
Mhm.
So that's how we're gonna kind of move into this next phase of the evening. And
We're gonna keep shouting out people that enroll in the classroom.
100%.
And if you're on the fence and want to ask any questions to see if you need to jump off the fence in another direction, I don't like that metaphor once you have to actually flesh it out.
No,
But
just hop over
it's a
the
short fence. I'm good.
towards
I don't need
us.
any whiskey right now. Thanks, though.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah. Well,
I have a beer that I'm just sipping on.
you don't want to mix those two?
No, I'm good.
You don't want to mix an orange milkshake beer with whiskey?
No, I'm good, I think.
It's wild, man.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna shout out anybody that enrolls live still. And yeah, any questions you guys have or anything that is on the screen as a topic, we can just start talking about. And this is where in the room, everybody that's in here, we're just gonna kind of play it fast and loose and just jump
gonna
on the
be-
microphones and do a bunch of stuff
Very,
everywhere.
very loose, very fast, very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. You have
Kick it
your
off.
laptop with you. Can you see the questions coming in or no?
No,
Awesome.
because
I
I'm
will,
displaying the
You're displaying the
yeah.
Q and
Oh,
A.
unless I go to YouTube on my phone.
You
or
don't
I
have
can
to
go to the live.
I'll just read some off for you.
Okay.
You want me to keep the Q&A slide up so people have
Yeah.
some topics? Yeah,
Sure.
great. Okay.
So
So
they can hear our voices.
they can see you picture in picture. They can hear my voice talking over them like a father. And I got Shu to choke on his whiskey with that one.
Oh,
And that
man.
is all I
It's
needed.
gonna be really hard to keep up with all the questions.
100%.
But if you, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
try to
Be
cull them down
diligent.
a little bit.
Be
Yeah,
diligent, friends.
Here we go. Okay.
You can do it.
Here we go.
Yes.
Brian, what is the best beginner 35mm camera to get started? I shoot a C70 for video, but never tried photo.
35 millimeter film.
I would assume so because he said 35mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To start.
Start. I'd say a point and shoot.
A point and shoot.
personally.
Olympus
Yeah.
point and shoot.
Yeah.
A stylus.
Yes.
Olympus stylus point and shoot.
Yep. Like the one that you showed.
Yeah.
You want to show it right now?
But maybe a different one because
Yeah.
I don't like the glass on this one as much.
That's fair. Maybe like one of the Mu.
Yes,
the
Mu.
fixed focal length ones.
Just know that you're gonna miss focus maybe 15% of the time. It's gonna back focus about 15% of the time. So just be okay with having blurry photos sometimes. But that's a great place to start. 35, maybe a Canon A1 or AE1.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's such a stereotypical first
It is.
35 film camera.
To be honest, I would actually say probably something along the lines. If you are already a Canon shooter, you have EF glass.
Yes.
Getting a Canon like 1N
or 1V.
one of those, the 1V less so, but like the EOS 3 or the 1N, you can find those for under $300.
Is the V a more, what's the word I'm looking for?
I'm not sure.
Archaic version of it's
No. The 1V is the most current version. It was the most recent one.
Why don't you?
Beginner.
Oh,
The 1V is like $1,000 right now. It's kind of,
which is because I bought this from a friend for 300.
Yeah. But that
In
has moved up in
2017,
price quite a
2016?
bit. So the
Yeah.
EOS 3 from Canon or the 1N, if you already have Canon EF glass, fantastic way to get into that world without really having to buy any new lenses.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah. So something from Canon.
Someone
probably.
said 15% is a lot of scrapped film. That's like $1 million in film for a whole wedding. You're not wrong. But if you're shooting point and shoot film at a wedding, you got to know that it's not going to be perfect.
Correct.
And that's okay. Like delivering some blurry photos is actually kind of fun.
Hey, if it's intentional, it can be really fun. Are you looking at the messages now?
Oh, yeah. But I was not live. I was at the part where I jumped into your frame like an hour ago and I was like, what is going on?
Nice.
Okay. Now I'm good.
Marissa asks if this will be recorded and available for replay later.
Yes.
Yes, it will be.
I'm going to post it. Yep.
Yep. Benj said that whiskey shake doesn't sound too appealing. Haha. I agree.
Wait, Benj is here?
Not Benj Heish.
Oh.
Benj Selby. Wait, Benj. Oh, Benji Selby. Sorry
Benji.
for the mispronunciation.
Shout out, Benji.
Let's see who else we got. Jimmy Kai. What are some trends that you hate at the moment? Photo trends? Video trends? Any trendy stuff that you're not
I think I
vibing
don't.
with?
I think I just in general don't like trends where everyone copies the same sound or visual thing.
So trends.
Yeah,
Did you just describe
trends.
trends? I don't like those trends that are trending.
Trends. I don't like the trending trends.
The ones that are like trending right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think trends are funny when you make fun of them. So trolling. I like
Okay.
trolling trends.
You like trolling trends.
It's what I do.
Yeah, that's what you do.
It's what I do.
Follow Eric on Twitter at trolling trends.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And TikTok, where I post twice a year.
Your biannual TikToks.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Or my son's got 1.5 million views and half of my following on TikTok for a song they sang. That was a trend.
Oh, wow. The
Oops.
messer becomes the messy.
Yeah. Well, we did it differently.
Did you?
Nah.
Okay, let's see. We're gonna keep moving on a little bit. Okay. Hey, oh man, I regret seeing this one. Eric, when do you find time to run? I'm just gonna
Oh,
mute
someone
my
wants to
microphone and go home.
talk about running. Steven loves when I talk about running. I wake up really early. That's the short end of it. A really flexible spouse that wants to support that part of my life. So my rule is if I run, it needs to be before all the kids wake up, or it needs to start at quiet time, which is a full hour in the middle of the day, which would extend about half an hour to an hour into not quiet time, where then I would pick up the slack an hour later where my wife can have a break, or I'm doing it after the kids are in bed. So it's really one of those 3 times, or it's during the workday and I'm sacrificing other work. And Shu and I are filming something for the running channel, which we now have. Floberg Runs is a thing. It's a running channel that we made, and it's been going really well. It's really exciting.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Benji says running feels like death. Yeah, if you don't do it regularly and don't run easy.
Or if
we need a new battery in Steven's camera, I think.
Oh yeah, copy that, chef.
Corner.
There we go. Corner chef. I'm going to make sure I don't cut to my feed for a second as we switch out battery. Let's see.
What else we got?
Hey, how do you feel about hiring out editing, photo or video? What's the best balance between growing your business and maintaining intentional artistic control? And that's from Clayton Jackshaw.
Ooh, what's up, Clayton? Clayton's an OG. Yeah, so video, I have come to learn. I've like tried a million different ways, and I've always come to the conclusion that I cannot really outsource video. It's incredibly hard for me to try to get someone to replicate my voice, even up to like 70% done. It's just so difficult. So for me, I need to have my hands on video editing. For photo, I can entrust culling to somebody else as long as they are taking their time, and then I'm reviewing the images and making sure there's no gapping, huge gaps missing in the coverage where I know there was an important moment. And in that sense, like they're culling in Lightroom, so I can just go back and select it if they missed it. But even then, after that, now there's AI integration that has my presets involved in impossible things. So it's kind of hard to screw it up getting it to 80-90% in the photo world, as long as the editor knows what my preferences are and can tweak to that standard, crop well, do those things. As long as it gets to that point, I'm going to take it from 80 to 100 or 90 to 100. So for the photo side, I say yes, it can totally work. It's your call on artistic integrity and what that feels like. For me, when it comes to volume and weddings, if that's going to help you in your personal life, get more of your personal life back, I think that's an investment worthwhile at the sacrifice of being a perfectionist as an artist. That's my answer.
Love that. Let's see. We have another question actually from Jonathan Williams, who is one of the winners from earlier. Jonathan,
Let's go.
There's not a public list of the winners, but you did win one of these 606 preset packs. So all of the winners who were announced earlier in the live stream will be emailed. We'll be taking care of that starting tomorrow. So
Woo.
in the meantime, we're going to keep getting to some of these questions. Let's see.
Thanks for asking that question, Clayton.
Yes, thank you.
Good to see you in here.
And actually, also, I'm seeing some comments about the topics that we've kind of mentioned. I'm going to bring that slide up right now. We don't have any predetermined, per se, things to talk about with all these categories, but I'm going to leave the slide up for a little bit for anyone who is currently here. If you have any questions about these topics, these are all things that Eric and I are so down to talk about and chat about if anything comes to mind. We don't have anything predetermined, honestly, but if you have questions about, the AI conversation or MacBook M1 laptops or documentary work or anything that you see on the screen right now or anything that's not on the screen, we are just open books for the rest of the evening. So with that being said, Eric, have you thought about creating a community on Discord? Greetings from Madrid, Spain, and that is from Carlos RM.
Ooh,
Yes.
Madrid en la casa. Yo necesito hablar todo en español ahora. Para, I don't need to keep going. My high school Spanish isn't going to work. Okay. But the question was, oh yeah, Discord. Not at the moment. There are some interesting potential things in the works for community-based, mentor-based things. And there may or may not be an announcement about that towards the end of this year or early next. And that's all I can say about that.
That was a really good job keeping that stealthy. I
You're
liked
welcome.
that. Yeah, we had, yes. Very exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
I tried to keep that as discreet as possible with also sharing some excitement about a potential project that might be related to something of that sort.
Yep. We'll kind of partition that information out throughout the rest of the year, if you will. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
I would say so.
Sure.
Yeah. We'll figure that out
Okay.
when the time comes. But
Yeah. See you, chef.
Hey, I see. Hey, heard, chef. Heard. Let's see.
What was that?
I don't.
Chad, are you okay?
Chad.
He didn't respond.
I don't. He did? Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
I'm
Chad's
going to
okay.
try to keep up with these questions as much as possible. Right here, I'm seeing from Aurelie. How would you approach a local restaurant and or business about doing some product photography for them?
Ooh, if they didn't reach out to you at all,
Yeah, cold contact.
oh, yeah, make a video and send it to them on Instagram. If they have a vibrant Instagram that they are constantly using, send them a video on it that looks really nice. Say, hey, I'm a local filmmaker. I don't know, did they say filmmaking or photography?
They did not specify, but I think
Let's say filmmaking.
It's filmmaking. Great. Filmmaking.
You do a beautiful talking head with some nice natural light or a softbox and some negative fill on this side and some really good audio. And you say, hey, I'm a local filmmaker and I love your brand. I love what you do. I've been to the restaurant. I want to help in some capacity and I'm not asking to be paid. I'm also working on building a portfolio and I would love to give you a free commercial. Would you be open to me coming in at X date during these times, or even if you'd like to do something outside of open hours, and I can make a 30-second reel for you to post on your Instagram or to put on your website completely free of charge. That's how I would approach it, and have no expectation of them saying yes and have no expectation of them hiring you after that for more work, but to use it strictly as a portfolio piece to show what you are worth and to show future potential brands, potential restaurants, potential whoever, what you're capable of doing. And do video pitches like that. Like blow away potential clients or people who you're offering to do your services for free. Just blow them away. They'll let you in the doors. You make the stuff. You have a portfolio piece. On to the next one. Put it on your website, and now you can charge something that is worth what you just made.
There's literally never a bad time to just create spec work. Even if the brand doesn't say yes,
Yes.
if they don't hire you, you
Doesn't
at
matter.
least have something for the next time.
Yep.
never a bad thing to invest your time in creating passion projects and work that you want to get hired for.
You literally never know who is watching.
Yep.
You could have a minuscule following and one person who you need to see that work sees it.
Yep.
And it just sends you into the next thing.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, I kind of like this one from Benji. What's a snack that the whole team at the studio enjoys during the workday?
TJ Takis?
Yeah, TJ Takis for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trader Joe,
Yeah.
off-brand Taki.
Right.
Like the tortilla,
What are they actually-
spicy,
they're the
chili
lime.
chips,
Okay, yeah.
tortilla.
Those are very
wrap
good.
Chips. So good.
I'm a big fan of the chocolate coconut almonds. I like those a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Cool. I expressed excitement for your snack, but
Sounds interesting. We could.
We work.
Jared Leto has entered the chat.
Oh man.
Oh man, that was good.
We haven't made that one in a while. What Anthony Elliott asks, what are your thoughts on a gimbal? He has been wanting to shift away from it, but he's still clinging to it for the ceremony and couple sessions that follow the ceremony. So
Don't do it. I still, every time I need to use this, I'm like, Shua, can you set up the gimbal for me? I legitimately have still never learned how to use this. Like, I could not set this thing up by myself if I wanted to. That's how little I use a gimbal. But sometimes it is necessary if we're filming a running workout or something. I mean, like, I know how to use it once it's on, but balancing it and everything, of course I could figure it out. I could watch a tutorial and figure it out. But we've used it, what, 3 or 4 times? 5 times in the past year?
I love that he said 3 or 4 and you just said 5. Oh yeah, totally worth it now. 3 or 4? Oh, more like 5.
5.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely worth it.
This is the RS3, and it's insanely powerful. Like, it could. We haven't even flown the C70 on it yet, but it could.
We could.
It could. It could. It completely depends on what your style is. My style is not gimbal. It just isn't. There are times where I need or want a gimbal shot. Very minimal the amount of times I need or want that, but it is fully up to you in recognizing if it is going to be a worthwhile investment for you. I think a lot of people are moving away from gimbals, but in a certain niche, like luxury wedding market, I'm going to go ahead and say you need this. Like, you need smooth, buttery, kind of perfect footage in that space.
This is a great example of why I love to say that gear matters, is because understanding the tools that you want for the style that you like to shoot in is a huge component of why you buy the things that you buy.
Yes.
Gimbals are fantastic tools. There's nothing objectively wrong with them,
No.
but they do have a certain look to them.
Yes.
So if you want that look and you want to spend the time to learn how to use them really well so that they don't cause pain points in your workflow, absolutely do it. If you don't want that, if you want something shakier, more handheld, something that feels a little more raw and intimate and just different from the smoothness.
Documentary, if you will.
Very documentary. Yeah, it's true. Do something a little more handheld, or you can just do both and know when to use each technique. It really comes down to the look that you're trying to achieve with the tools that you have at your disposal. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the coolest shots of the documentary was on a gimbal. So,
what was that?
St. Augustine Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how beautiful that shot was in juxtaposition of how ridiculous you and I looked like on that electric bike
in
as
sand.
we drove it in sand with deflated tires.
They weren't deflated. That was the problem.
I thought we deflated them a little.
No, we
Oh,
didn't.
well,
We should have.
That makes me even angrier knowing that they weren't, because that was
the problem
awful.
was I didn't know where to inflate them again and get it back. But we ended up driving it in a van back to the. We should have just deflated them.
Our course documentaries for dummies is coming out very soon. Oh, it's going to be great. The BTS, we probably have more BTS footage than we do actual usable doc footage.
Yeah. You have something written over there?
Oh my gosh. Who did that?
Wait, what?
Me. That's gonna be you.
Diego Santa Maria, thank you so much for enrolling. Of course, Diego, great to have you in the classroom. As I mentioned before, I've been under a rock this entire live stream. I am announcing people who enroll in the classroom while we are live
Oh,
and want to shout you out.
Diego commented
Oh,
too.
Diego's here.
Thanks for being here, Diego. We appreciate you.
Diego, let's go. That's super fun.
Eli asks, do you guys
That will
have
never
any
not be
cool
fun.
stuff lined up for Rally Caps? I love the podcast and I've
Aw.
listened to most of them.
Aw.
Thanks, Diego. Wait, sorry. That's Eli M. Brown. Sorry. A lot of names here. Thank you, Eli. Appreciate
We are
it.
sitting on a really fun episode right now.
Yeah, we are. I have no idea when it's going to go live, but yeah, it's a
Yeah.
really good one.
Yeah, we've needed to take a break. Like, we didn't want to, but it was another one of those, like, yeah, well, nature calls. The documentary does not help.
No, not even a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a bummer because every time we get into like a good
groove.
rhythm with things, something else kind of takes over, unfortunately. But
Once
that's kinda
the
how-
doc is completely over and through with, we will have so much more time.
yes, but we do have very exciting things
Yes.
planned.
Yes.
And I think it's fair to kind of give people here a heads up on that. We did a really fun 3-camera, highly produced interview with our friend Danny Govertz
Oh, he's gonna,
when he
okay, yeah.
was in Chicago for his private screening
Yes.
of his film, I Think I'm Sick.
Mhm.
It was really fun. We surprised him with a little red carpet interview in our other studio, which is one floor above this. We did a whole Rally Caps interview with him, which is really fun. That will be available on YouTube and on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and everything. But that's going to be a really fun one to watch in particular, I think, because we really went the extra mile to make it look super cool.
Mhm.
And he was completely
Unhinged.
shocked and unhinged, but shocked that we had gone to those lengths. And the best part is that when he first got into Chicago, he was pretending to be upset about the fact that we had him on the show about 2 years ago and we never invited him back. And little did he know we had been planning this interview for about maybe 4 or 5 months. So,
no, I think 6 months.
Oh, 7 months?
Could be.
Seems likely.
8
yes.
months.
But yes, that is probably the biggest next thing that we have currently slated for Rally Caps, as well as some other developments that we won't speak about quite yet. But yeah, just to kind of tease things out a little bit, I'm going to flip it back to Eric's
spooky.
camera. And let's see. This person does not have a name as their handle, but what are your
Never given
top
me.
3 most used must-have pieces of software as a photographer?
Lightroom.
Mhm.
Used to be Photo Mechanic, but Lightroom ate that and just made smart previews and became more efficient. So I cull in Lightroom, I edit in Lightroom. PickTime isn't software, but
It's
sort
a
of.
service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lightroom, PickTime. I never used Photoshop for my photo work.
Sure. Yeah. Would you
I'm
classify Impossible Things as a new piece
Impossible
of software?
Things is a plugin within Lightroom.
Sure.
So yeah. I mean, so 2 plugins in Lightroom, and I cover this in the YouTube video I made with editing subscribers' photos. Impossible Things is the new AI integration with my 606 collection, and it is a service that was made through Develop, the platform where I sell my presets, and it is smart and incredible and pretty wild. So that's become a part of my workflow. But the other plugin that I use within Lightroom is Negative Lab Pro. And that is, it's all right there sitting on the floor, but all of our camera scanning film stuff is in studio. So we have a light bed and you photograph the film negative over the light bed with a camera on a stand facing down with a macro lens. And all those digital files are brought into Lightroom, and I use the plugin Negative Lab Pro to convert the negative to positive. And that's how I get digital versions of my film photos. So I'd say the 2 plugins, Impossible Things and Negative Lab Pro within Lightroom as a whole, and PicTime to deliver photos. And that's it. I can't think of anything else.
No.
No.
Those are the main ones.
Pretty
I
simple.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Just know a lot about Lightroom now.
Yes.
Over 12 years. Yeah.
Carter asks, can you tell us how you started, what your gear was, how you afforded it, et cetera, et cetera? Carter, we started the live stream with that. And if you want to watch back after we end this whole live stream is going to be recorded.
Mhm.
Eric did a really wonderful in-depth presentation with that. That will be a lot more informative than you rattling it off again.
The short gist is that I was a classroom teacher. I switched to full-time after my 3rd year of teaching, shooting 25 weddings a year and not being able to manage both. Jumped to full-time June of 2016, and in the process of having a salary paying job, used that to leverage all the money I was making in the business to dump back into the business, buy all of my gear, and hit the ground running full-time June of 2016, feeling comfortable enough with that, enough money in the bank to just keep going.
Yeah. Awesome. And if you want to hear the more in-depth version, that will be available
with pictures.
With pictures, a whole slideshow and everything. That will be available after this live stream is ended. You can rewatch everything from the beginning and get a much more in-depth look as to what all of that was like for Eric. I'm going to switch back to your cam, Eric, because I need to squint at my screen.
Hello.
Oh boy.
How does this sound?
Oh, hey, Gene is back.
Oh, Gene's here.
That's fun. He was here. He and Chris were wreaking havoc in chat earlier.
Oh, no.
And that was
I'm
great.
glad Chris is gone.
I'm not. He was having a really fun time.
Do you think, okay, over under, do you think Chris will let me sleep on his couch for New York City Marathon?
Over under, do I think we're going to talk about running right now?
Okay, do you think Chris will let me sleep on his couch November 7th for some random reason?
Why wouldn't he?
I don't know. I'm just going to pressure him online right now to do that because I don't want to spend money on an Airbnb.
Did you do something that he would not let you sleep on his couch?
I don't know.
His beautiful new couch that he got?
Well, if Shua and I both go, then maybe we can't crash at his place.
That's true. And if you, Shua, and
I don't know. He loves Shua, so
he does love Shua.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could just. I'll sleep on the floor.
I'll sleep on the floor. I'm not running the marathon, so.
Wait, what? Why are we going then? Am I going now? I don't think so.
Oh, do it. No, I just want to.
Are we gonna run it, Shua? No.
I didn't talk about it.
I just want to film the New York City Marathon.
Oh, you're not running this year?
No.
Oh,
We're in Chicago and CIM.
That's cool.
Taking November off of races, you know? Oh, probably run a 10K in November.
Same. November is my off month.
I am pacing Mark Bone in a half marathon in October.
In Toronto, right?
That's going to be very fun.
That is pretty sick, actually. Mark was in here earlier, actually, which was really fun. He said that you are, quote, his dad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's yeah, awesome. Love that. Joseph is asking about the additional winners for the 606 LUTs. That is at the beginning of this live stream. That was,
but you can now go back to now.
You can reverse to it right now. That was the very first thing we announced. I believe
the first
prize.
First
so that's within the first 15 minutes of the live stream. If you want to hear who won that, Martin asks, as someone that keeps TCM on basically 24/7 at home, I've grown to love just a really good locked off shot on a tripod.
The cool media.
Should I know what TCM is? I'm not sure actually. Okay.
Wait, what?
TCM.
Read the whole question again.
Wait, I need to find it again. Martin. Wait. Shoot, my chat just
refreshed.
It pushed me all the way to the bottom. Okay, wait, I got it. As someone that keeps TCM on basically 24/7 at home, I've grown to love just a really good locked off shot on a tripod. Is TCM a show? Locked off shot. Martin, if you're still here, if you could clarify, that would be amazing.
I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah. Oh, Chris is back. Good. Bing bong.
Oh, Chris, can I sleep on your couch on November 7th for New York City Marathon?
I'm back, Eric. He said, I can house 2 clowns, 3 clowns is max. Gene said he calls Chris's couch, and Gene also said no running talk. This is not running channel.
Oh, stop it. TCM stands for Turner Classic Movies.
No running clowns. Oh God, Chris and Gene are running this chat now.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Oh no. Go subscribe to Gene and Chris.
Did Gene tell us how to do the coffee? Oh, that'd be all. Yeah.
Are you making coffee in the DeWalt?
Well, yeah, we should clarify what that means. First of all, we're not making coffee inside of a DeWalt. We have a coffee machine that looks exactly like a DeWalt yellow color. This is Chad. Also, if you've not met Chad, that's Chad, who's playing guest barista as well right now.
He's giving you the step-by-step.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, did he take a video of it too?
Just put him on the mic.
Play it right here.
Anyways, sorry, I realized I could just send you this video. Sorry, I missed your call. Are you?
Is he like in his jammies?
The Encore grinder, set it to the 18 size, and then yeah, with the Mocha Master itself, just fill it up to the very top line. I think it's
You nerd.
10. Put a filter, put the coffee beans in, and then just let it rip. That's it.
Let it rip.
So, all right, have fun.
Love you, Gene.
Oh my God, Gene is the best. Oh, that's
Let it rip.
incredible.
You notice in the Bear, they had metric coffee on the counter.
Yeah, they
In
did.
an episode.
Yeah, they did. And
I was like, man,
I
the
believe-
amount of care.
it was the end of episode. It was near the end of episode 7 of the first season. I remember that. It's when.
How do you? You're like a Bear savant.
I've watched season 1 4 times now. I love it.
What?
Yeah. Well, it's been out for over a year, and it's pretty.
4 times?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, the first time I finished it, I was like, that was so good. I have to experience it again
Again.
immediately.
Yeah.
So it was basically 2 times within the first week of being introduced to it. Shout out Ryan Booth. And then watched it again in preparation for season 2,
Yep.
refresh,
Mm.
and then
Watched season 2, and then went back to season 1.
literally, exactly. I'm not even. I literally did that exact thing. Okay, Carter, you're welcome for answering
Also-
your question.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Shout out Colin Steingard for gifting me this
Oh,
microphone
huge
that we've
shout out
used in
here.
every live stream
Yeah.
every year for the classroom.
It's incredible. I just used that as a prop for a music video this weekend too. 'Cause
really?
It's so beautiful.
It
It's
is.
such a cool mic.
Everyone's like, where'd you get that mic? Like, where do I get it? It's discontinued.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oof,
Yeah.
man.
It's so great though.
It is very great.
It's a beast. It has a whole case, but
Yes.
because it has
And
an
its own
interface,
separate
power supply.
Power box, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I flew through some questions trying to find Gene and Chris's back and forth, which was worth it. But I'm gonna just scroll back a little bit, find some of the questions that got buried in there. Aurelie asks, doing wedding work, how often would you say you have time on the weekends to spend with friends and family?
Not much. Yeah. That's the reality of it. I am fairly removed from needing to do that every weekend of the summer, like I did through 2015 through 2020, until I kind of diversified my business more. For me, I had to make a personal decision. It's not that I couldn't handle that and then reformat the schedule of my life to be, maybe my weekend is Sunday, Monday instead of Saturday, Sunday. But the reality is that I have children and they have schedules and they're going to school and all these things are happening. Like their soccer practice and games are on Saturday. And that's something that I can't change. So for me, it needed to be a personal decision of moving away from volume of weddings and only doing them from time to time, as opposed to regularly all the time. And I'm not saying that you have to sacrifice your work to do things like that on Saturdays, and you can make it work with your family on other days. But for me personally, that was something I wasn't willing to continue on with, but to have more weekends available throughout the year. Not every single weekend, but a lot more than I had been sacrificing And I just felt like I was missing a lot of moments knowing that my kids were starting to do soccer and things like that, and school trips on weekends and whatnot. So yeah, it's something that you have to figure out for yourself and something you need to be really intentional about. It's pretty easy once you get really going in the industry to do doubles, to do Saturday, Sunday. And if you are doing that, like be super diligent on taking Monday off. Just give yourself time to rest. And once you have enough work coming in, like don't sign up for doubles. Like give yourself a Saturday off and give yourself a Sunday off and be really intentional about your calendar, about your schedule, and making sure that you have those periods, those windows where you can have time for personal life, because you can very easily, it's not just being a wedding photographer and filmmaker, but being an entrepreneur in general. It's very easy to get sucked into that life and leave your personal life behind. So don't lose sight of that.
Love that answer. On a
Thanks, Steven. Chris just texted me.
Oh, good. That's excellent.
He said, yes, you can crash on my couch. Great. I love you.
That is incredible. Chris is the best. We will be seeing him hopefully in New York in November. I'm trying to keep track.
You are? You're going to come with?
I'll hang out with Chris. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Party.
He said only 3 clowns are allowed at his place.
Great.
So we got to do rock, paper, scissors.
Well, we just buy an air mattress and then we have blanket bed. Like we can make blanket bed.
Are there 3 clowns in the blanket bed or 2 clowns?
I forgot we were on a live stream right now.
Does it matter?
I don't know.
Not really.
Blanket bed's great.
Blanket fort is better.
Okay.
Monster bed is best.
Great.
You know what monster bed is?
Oh man, Luke is talking about running in the chat. I can't ignore that. He
Why
said
are-
congrats on the 10K.
Why did you let
Ran
him
a
get
10K
onto
on
the chat?
Saturday.
I've been ignoring the
How
messages
did I feel
about
about
running
it?
for
I felt
a
really
very
good. I did a
specific
whole
reason,
write-up
because
on the Floatwork Runs Instagram today.
this is a team
If you want to
effort
read
right
it,
now.
very
Schwa?
happy with that fitness. Still a
boy.
full 3 months of building till Chicago.
Let me just
35,
great
35.
seeing you guys.
Honestly, never could have dreamed of that 3 years ago. Okay. Hey, don't leave. Hey, wait, no.
You shoot 35 millimeter and 35 millimeter at the same time.
No. That was my
35,
10K time.
35?
35.
Your 10K time was 35
Five.
hours and 35 minutes.
35 minutes, 35 seconds.
Oh my gosh. that's
35
so,
hours.
So slow. And you do it in 34 minutes and 34 seconds.
That's the next goal, actually. Sub 34:40 is my goal.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, this is actually kind of a fun question, and I think will relate a lot of things together. Z Shaw asks, do you think Canon will make an RF tilt shift?
Yes. They've
There-
been rumoring it for how
Lots of
long?
rumors.
2 years?
Yeah, and what's the crazy thing about the-
Autofocus.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
they pull that off, that'll be wild.
I still don't understand how that's even possible.
I don't either, honestly. Physically, I don't get how the design could allow for autofocus in a tilt
If
shift.
it has person detection, face detection, I could see it working with focus peaking. Like
Yeah,
so if it finds the face, it's like, all right, I'm gonna move the line of focus to where the line is on the face.
right. But it'd have to move the entire element,
Element.
which is
No, it wouldn't.
well.
No, you position the element and then it would focus the ring. Just like a normal.
Yeah.
lens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like that part is crazy to think about,
Because it's moving this way.
because you would have to focus it. You'd have to almost like
Hey,
pre-focus
Bean!
it.
Do you not know how to work a coffee thing?
What on
No.
I
earth?
have to show
Hey.
up here to make them coffee.
Did you come over here to make coffee?
No, I came to prep for a shoot that I got to leave at 7 in the morning, but I'll make you coffee.
Bean said he was gonna come for the second half of the stream. I'm happy you're
Yeah.
here, Bean.
You are
I'm
here for-
Welcome. This is Aaron Bean, another member of Creative Club, owner.
How you doing?
Yep.
Glad
If-
you're all
He's
here.
back. He just went to a jazz show.
I just went to a jazz
Oh,
show.
who'd you see?
Tatum Langley. She
Oh,
is a
nice.
jazz singer.
Yeah.
She was at Andy's Jazz Club in downtown Chicago. She sings at every third Monday of every month. And she's
That's a jazz plug right there.
wow good. So I'm now going to make these kids coffee.
These kids.
and Bean may or may not be featured in something that we are editing right now.
yeah,
May or may not.
I feel like I'm the one that's lost on that right now.
What?
Oh my god, yeah. It took me a second. Yeah.
How do you not remember
Well,
that?
because we've kind of loosely alluded to it already with photos that we've taken.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Got there. Chris
Oh, Chris is
and
still
Luke
here.
and Eli all said, "Hi, Bean. You're wanted on the live stream." Okay. Yeah. Well, just desired, not needed for a question. But you just got friends saying hi.
Who is this?
We got Chris and Luke and Eli all saying hi right there.
Okay, I can't read English very well.
What?
Chris Chu. Hey, Chris. Chris, you want to see something? Ready?
Oh my God, Chris is about to.
What does a bean mean?
What does a bean mean? Oh, his last name is Bean.
Oh yeah, my name is Aaron Bean.
Aaron AA,
AA.
like from the sketch Aaron, and then Bean like the coffee.
Like the coffee.
Yeah. It's Dr.
So
Bean?
Chris,
Oh, he already guessed it.
no, not the whole
Oh.
thing. It's Will it focus?
Yeah. That's a silver 50 Suma Lux, baby.
Yeah.
And hey, who sold it to him? Yes. He's in the blanket.
He's in the blankie, everyone. I bought it from this guy.
The bear. Did you tell him about it yet?
No, we're going to talk about that soon. This feels like a good time to talk about it. But yeah, Bean bought a 50 silver Lux.
Shihadi.
Oh, Lord. Tyler feels. This is very fun. That's very good.
They're sponsored now.
Yo, imagine. That'd be sick. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is a little blanket that Gene. I don't know if Gene is still here. I don't think he is,
No,
but
he's sleeping.
he's probably asleep. He was up playing basketball 30 minutes ago. Yeah. This is a fun little keepsake that Gene and I got today. A very heartfelt gift from a client of ours who has done some work with the TV show The Bear, and they gifted us that blanket, which honestly, like, I'm high key extremely excited about, and like genuinely so grateful for, because that blanket is not available for sale anywhere. It's just a gift that our client had made for the cast and crew of The Bear. So they gifted that us today because we did a little e-commerce shoot for non-bear related things, but it was very, very kind of them to do that. So yeah, really sweet. Chris is freaking out over the M11 and Silver Lux. Oh my gosh.
And then,
Incredible.
I love how someone said, "Dude, Beat is your coffee guru." How perfect.
Yes, it is actually very perfect.
Yeah.
Luke is asking, what is The Bear? Oh, it's a show, never mind. Yes, correct. Not only a show, it's the best show on TV. Currently, it's on Hulu. The second season just dropped in June. Go check it out. It's amazing. Go for it.
See what else.
Yeah, do yourself. Yeah. Come on in. Yeah. Come here.
So how's the live stream going so far, everyone?
Oh, it's
Very good.
How many people have actually purchased the course tonight on the live stream? Do we know?
Live
Because-
has been about 5 enrollments.
That's great.
We've had
Great.
about almost 20 today.
Because what I was thinking earlier today is the only reason I could afford to get a Leica M11 with a 50 Summicron is by all of the things, Lux, Summa Lux. God, sorry, I have no idea what I'm talking about. Is because of all the talks that we've all had at the studio. And a lot of those things are in the classroom.
Oh my god.
So if you buy the classroom,
Oh, stop it.
you can make a ton of money to buy Leicas.
Wow. What
actually-
an endorsement.
What such an endorsement. Yeah, that's how I got it, really.
Thanks. Yeah. Sure.
I've never watched it. Yeah,
But in all sincerity,
but really, it's a
Bean
yeah.
is one of the reasons I got connected to the Chicago network of wedding photographers and wedding filmmakers.
Yeah.
Because
done it.
the first meetup I ever went to in Chicago, you were there.
Yeah.
At the
Bang
picnic
Bang Pie.
table at Bang Bang Pie.
Oh, nice.
in like 2000
That was
2010
years ago.
14 probably.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is absurd.
He's had 3 kids since then.
Bean is honestly, honest to God, probably the main reason we're all here right now.
Yeah.
I am the secret behind everything.
Secret sauce.
The secret sauce. No one knows that I'm here ever. I'm the background guru,
Secret bean.
the secret bean,
Yes. Our stealth bean.
stealth bean,
Yes.
the beans.
The bean. The beans.
If I come out with a coffee shop, it'll be beans.
All right.
Great.
Mark his words.
Okay, I'm going to prep for this shoot.
Yeah.
If anyone has any questions about the classroom,
Like
and
a
or
beans.
like
mention Bean, and we'll call him
and
back.
yeah,
in.
okay, yeah, I'm going to go make them coffee.
Yep.
Because I got distracted by
Anybody
Chris
has
Chu.
questions about the course I've never watched?
Chris
I
asked,
can answer all of the things.
how much is Bean's sauce? Chris, I don't know what that means, bro. Beans.
Okay, give me another question.
All
Let's
right.
see here.
That,
Get
yeah.
out of here.
Oh, wait. Okay. Hey, Luke Hutcherson.
Yes.
Steven, quick word on the Mamiya 645 AF. Just a word or two. Buy it. If you are into film at all, honestly, I think it is one of the best cameras that you can get that maximizes the investment that you make into film, because the autofocus is reliable, the meter is fantastic, and you're going to get a near 100% hit rate of well exposed, in focus, beautiful photos because of the amount of heavy lifting that the camera does for you. You can focus on composition and the storytelling aspect and even be reactive with it because it has autofocus, which is amazing. But I would highly recommend it to anyone who is a photographer and wanting to add film to their wedding packages, or just interested in shooting film at all. I think you will find that your frustrations with film, if you have any, are completely quelled by this camera. It is excellent. I absolutely love it, and I recommend it to everyone that I talk to who's interested in film.
Wow.
Yeah. That's it, man.
Great endorsement.
I try.
I don't feel as confident with the hit rate on autofocus on mine. Maybe that's just because I'm terrible at using it in comparison.
I feel like your copy isn't
Dialed.
I don't think it was super well taken care of, to be honest, because I've noticed differences between
Yours and
ours.
mine.
I think mine was an especially good copy, but hi, sure. Oh, cool. Awesome. Yeah, that's great. I think it is an excellent camera, though. I think you guys should do another Creative Club Chicago Rally Caps episode from Eli.
Oh.
Loved the first one. It was great to learn and meet the whole team. I think that's a great idea, actually, because the team has changed a little bit. And I think if we did the current 6 owners / managers of Creative Club with everyone else who's associated and did like a 9-person episode, roughly, I think that could be a really interesting, like maybe 1.5 to 2 hour long, like really deep dive into what the culture is like here.
Yeah.
And how we've kind of balanced everything, and the addition of interns, employees, and other coworkers.
Yep.
Because Creative Club has changed dramatically since the last episode.
Totally.
Done. So I think that's a great suggestion, Eli, and I think we'll probably do that in the near future. Alvaro, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. I have only shot 2 weddings, but truly love the craft. What do you recommend doing to get more clients and or work? Do you recommend going out in public and finding couples for a free shoot? What are your suggestions for getting wedding work?
Yeah, my biggest suggestion in that circumstance is just finding stuff to fill the portfolio. So if that's just finding people for free, asking friends and family, that's a massive way to continue to build the portfolio. And that's what you want to be doing, because you want to be proving what you're capable of. But at the same time, as I mentioned earlier in the live stream, you also want to be taking literally every paid opportunity you can. So the combination of just being really scrappy and just finding things to fill the portfolio, but also really being tenacious on, if it's a gender reveal party or a baby shower or things that you might not have considered photographing otherwise, use that as capital to invest and reinvest into more marketing, into more styled shoots that you can use to fill the portfolio, to find the target demographic of who you want as a clientele that lines up with your philosophy. just keep going in those two regards. And I think you will find a lot of success in combination with community, second shooting for other people, and making connections to other people that are booking work as well. Because they can start handing you referrals, they can start getting you involved in that scene.
Amazing answer. Isaac, who actually just recently purchased the photography classroom.
Woo!
Thank you so much.
Also, we only have about an hour left of discounts.
Yes, true.
Hour left.
Yes.
Hour 10 minutes, hour 9 minutes.
Save $400 off of the single courses. Save $600 for $600 off of the bundle. Those codes are both linked in the description, and the link to theeducation.ericfloberg.com is also in the description for this live stream. Isaac asks, how would you say the info in the photography course for the classroom can be used in video as well?
Well, that's hard because there is a video version of the course. So that's where you're going to get the most value out of the video side. There are 4 modules that bleed over that are the same. So investing and business and those things that are applicable across both are the same exact thing. So that's why you'll see a 50% discount when you bundle the two together. You're still getting more value out of that, but there is crossover. But everything that is video specific is found in the video course. You can definitely still pull stuff from the photo side, but when it comes to technical shooting, it's not the same. When it comes to creative storytelling, there are a lot of things that are similar. Creative inspiration and how you find creative inspiration, very similar. Philosophy, very similar. Although I interview Josh on the video side, I interview Benj on the photo side. They have very specific stories and examples of philosophy that lines up with mine in both the photo and video, but you can apply both. But obviously, you're going to get the most out of the video side of the course.
Yep. Yeah. Aramar Torres. Hi, Eric. Making a blog post is a must. What if I only had less experience, like a family shoot? Should I still write that into a blog post and create something online for that, or just wait until I have enough experience and understanding? Please help. So maybe, is it worthwhile to create blog posts around maybe some of the earlier shoots that you're doing in your career?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the more personality you can insert into a blog post, into any one specific piece of content that you're putting out into the world on the internet, is going to be more beneficial for booking more clients because they're going to see your personality and the way you function. And you never know if you're targeting a wedding clientele, but you only have family shoots going, you never know what words might connect with them. So in that sense, I say, why not? Don't write a book, obviously, but vignettes that could be really meaningful about legacy and family and what those images might mean to family can actually go a long way in helping book that wedding client because they see that philosophy across the two genres.
Yep. Martin asks, is there a market for family, couple, or non-wedding films? After 6 years, he's burned out on weddings and wants to explore something different. So films similar to a wedding film, but for families, for couples, for non-wedding related things.
I've seen other people try to pursue this endeavor, like personal family legacy films. And I think really, just to be perfectly blunt, that is a pretty niche market. You're not going to find a lot of people that are going to be willing to invest the same kind of capital they invest in a wedding that they would be on, say, a short documentary on grandpa and his sunset years, something like that. So I'm not trying to discourage any kind of creativity or any kind of pivot into those things, but you would need to start making connections in that world. That's my advice to you. And I would start pursuing the world of documentary filmmaking and not just the niche of family legacy films, but something that might be a little like casting your net a little bit wider so that you can still find things that could pay the bills and maybe even consider doing some things you don't want to do, like some commercial work or still shooting weddings to provide the capital to fill your portfolio with things that you want to fill it with.
Love that. Yeah, I agree. I think it could totally be a supplementary thing.
Yeah.
maybe not necessarily the thing
Right.
that's
Because
sustaining everything.
yeah, you could maybe book a client that wants their newborn being filmed, but they're not going to want to spend thousands of dollars on that film because it's only going to take 2 hours for you to shoot that.
Yep.
Infant will only do so much.
Yep.
And maybe you're incorporating some other part of the story, like the birth, or it could be more complex than the simple idea of just showing up for 2 hours at a home. But like I said, it's a lot less complex than all the moving parts of a wedding day, and it's much less emphasis on a specific event on one single day.
Yeah, agreed. Luke, who asked the question about the Mamiya, said he was watching this live while driving instead of looking at his GPS, and he missed a turn.
No,
It added 20 minutes to his drive
no,
home.
be careful.
I'm so sorry. Also, please don't watch.
Don't watch it, just listen.
Just listen.
Luke, don't die.
At Steve the Gardener asks, on the filmmaking course, do you go over tips and tricks for editing? Do you go over any audio equipment and tips on editing audio?
Yes, all of that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
Literally,
Next question. No,
all of that.
If you are interested in kind of dipping into that a little bit, we just released earlier this week the very first iteration of the editing module from the classroom for the filmmaking course. So that's a full 2-hour module that's just posted on YouTube right now. If you want to get an idea of what that's like, you can go check that out.
But it is outdated at this point.
It is a little outdated, and
it does deserve a little bit of criticism because it's outdated.
Yes. I mean, we made it over 2 years ago.
And
in
tech just
anticipation
moves
of
so
it.
fast now. The computers we're using now are so much more powerful than the one I was using then. The workflow is completely different. I have a completely different camera rig. I have a completely different computing software, everything. So
there are good principles in it.
100%. There's still so much you can learn from it. But the technical sides I would take with a grain of salt. But if you're on those kinds of systems, it might be really beneficial for you then. But the new updated version of the editing module is 3 hours long. And honestly, out of all of the surveys we took of classroom students, the only resounding criticism, and it was a light criticism from a lot of people, they're like, I just wish there was a little bit more on the editing side. So we went back to the drawing board and we did a 3-hour video editing module where I literally took a wedding film from complete start to complete finish. So it wasn't the first editing module. I just broke down a wedding film I already edited. So I just went through the project and said, this is what I did here. This is what I did here, blah, blah, blah. But it was already built. This one now, the 3-hour one, is me going, here's all the footage. This is what I do with it now. Chop, 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 chop. Here's all the audio. This is what I do with it now. Chop, 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 chop. And you see me over the course of literally months, because it took this long to set up and shoot like 6 or 7 different vignettes of editing this one film. Over the course of a long period of time, putting it all together.
It was also an actual client film.
It was,
literally something delivered to someone.
A wedding film we shot last June. Of 22.
Not something you just made up or dug up from the archives, like an active client project.
Real.
So that is the kind of overall gist for the editing side. Absolutely covers
and then
video
audio.
and audio.
I cover all of the different audio options I use, all of the different audio devices I use to record audio, and then how I process audio in the editing. Both from a multi-band compressor standpoint and parametric equalizing, noise reduction, any and all tips and tricks I find useful in processing audio and making sure it's not blown out and making sure it's crystal clear and all those good things.
Amazing. Let's see. Connor asks, could you explain the associate photographer relationship a bit more? How much should that associate be making if the brand photographer is doing the editing and client management?
Do you want to talk about it for a hot second?
I guess. I guess technically I still do associate weddings. I haven't in a year.
Volume's gone way down.
It was never like super high. In our case,
because Steven is, it's weird to say you're my definitive associate photographer anymore.
Yeah.
But we still toss you inquiries from time to time.
That's true. Thank you for asking this question. We should actually talk about this. That's a really good point.
Like
actually.
I said, volume has just gone down so much that
Yeah.
since I don't have so many
Inquiries.
conflicts in my schedule,
That too.
I just don't have as many to toss to you
Yeah.
anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Back when I was shooting 20 to 30 a year,
yeah,
we had a lot where we would send to you.
that's the biggest difference.
Right.
And also, yeah, there's a lot to take into consideration with that. I'd say specifically for our relationship in that regard, we have our own percentage split, specifically in mind that Eric was doing the admin.
Yep.
And I was doing practically everything else from that.
Yep.
Editing, delivering, a lot of the relationship management after the booking. So because of that, I think I probably made more than what a lot of associates made. We can talk about that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like an 80-20 split, basically.
I got 80, Steven got 20.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And we charged
To be crystal clear.
$400,000 every wedding.
To be crystal clear, I would basically get the lead generation,
Yeah.
set him up for a client consultation. Steven would take the ball from there.
Yep.
I would get 20%. Steven would get 80%.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Because both Eric and I are both minimizing the amount of weddings that we're taking. That is not as much of a relevant conversation for us anymore. But we, I think, are more so actually shifting into this very interesting dynamic where we're taking on hybrid weddings together that are very abnormal is maybe the wrong word or makes it sound weird,
but the
like,
right word.
They're quirky.
Yeah.
Like quirky,
Fun.
interesting hybrid weddings that include a little bit of video and digital photography and film photography and just kind of like
Interviews with a microphone.
Yeah, like this really fun conglomerate of like a bunch of different things.
One of the people in the couple is a YouTuber.
Yeah. It's getting really specific. And
but
works
has
with Casey
multiple-
Neistat. Yeah. I wonder who it could be.
But it was Danny also.
I guess that's true too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like this interesting world where I think we're almost niching down into working with artist
YouTubers.
friends. Well, yeah, that's true too.
Artist friends, for sure.
Artist friends and
Who like might not have the budget that some random inquiry would come in, but
yes,
we want to find this middle ground where we have something that's super fun.
Yeah.
But we charge something that was totally reasonable to Jack and Allie.
Yeah.
But Jack took all the editing for the video.
Yeah.
All I did was shoot the day and I just passed it to him.
And it's cool to be in positions where you can kind of work out deals like that. Whereas
Yeah.
like, we're just going to do this and have fun and really put a lot of the front end into it. And then you can just have that footage or those photos or whatever it is and just kind of like play around with it and just have it for the rest of your life. I don't know. It's like a really cool thing that we're moving into right now. And it's really exciting. And
it's also mutually beneficial because it's a rate that we're really excited about to be paid. But then also we don't have to spend the time editing that thing. But we could if we wanted to because it's our footage.
Right.
Like if we wanted to make a sizzle reel or actually make a film out of that thing, we could for portfolio to try to sell that kind of thing more.
Yep.
But it's all dependent on supply and demand.
At the end of the day, I think it's really a matter of us being allowed to pick and choose the projects we want to work on.
Yeah.
And in that case, it is friends of ours, first and foremost, who are also fellow artists that trust our vision and trust our creativity to be spontaneous on a wedding day and have fun, get the stuff that they want, and also just goof around a little bit and just like make the most of it. Jack and Allie's wedding was unbelievable. It was an absolute blast.
I literally tossed the shirt SM58 up to Jack during the hora. Like they're doing the traditional Jewish hora
actively
on chairs being hoisted by the crowd. And I throw Jack a microphone on an XLR.
We're doing the hora. It's lit right now. It was incredible. It was, oh my gosh. It was absolutely amazing. We loved it. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a little bit of associate talk and also just kind of like what the next steps are for our wedding photo and video brand. Let's see. Oh, Luke appreciates the concern. We love that.
Stop texting us.
Are you still driving, brother?
Stop it.
Stop it.
I'm not. Yeah. I do not want to be liable for any injury.
Austin asks, do you have any advice on how to properly up your pricing and gain the higher paying clients? I'm in my third full-time year of wedding filmmaking, and I'm looking to make that jump.
So go back to the live stream where I talk about pricing first and foremost, but where you are right now, I'm not often going to try to just sell the classroom in this situation, but this is a circumstance where I'm like, hey, module 10, marketing without marketing, could be an insanely valuable module for you, because it is the way that I upped my game in that sense. In my third, fourth year, I really started making huge leaps and bounds in doing untraditional marketing, in doing things a way that other people don't. Not saying that Instagram, Facebook ads don't work. Not saying that connections with planners don't work. No, those things actually are insanely powerful. But honestly, opening up your mind, your creative mind, in the sense of the way you use creativity in your filmmaking, how can you also apply that to your business? When you apply that same kind of creative prowess into your business, that's where you can see enormous gains. So it's a nuanced response, but I really think you can find a ton of power in recognizing, like, dipping into that, whatever is it, left side is the creative side of your brain, whatever side of your brain. Thank you so much, Chad. Chad made coffee at 11 p.m. Oh, wow. People are handing me things. Wait. I'm seeing a different one on my email. Were there two that just came in? There were two.
Are you opening your email too?
Yeah, wait. Yeah, there's another one. Sorry. Yeah, I did. But two new enrollments in the classroom, both bundles. Antonio Lucci, welcome. That's incredible. And then also, we have Alvaro Montez. Amazing. Two bundles, both photo and video. Oh, thanks for being here. Thanks for enrolling. Epic. Hey,
My mic
are
is
you
muted
Luke?
again.
Are you driving?
Hey, Luke. Oh, wait. Wait. Luke said he's been using voice to text.
Okay, good. Well, I hope so.
That's amazing. Voice texting.
Dangerous. It gets dangerous when there are typos.
That's hilarious. Wait, no, hang on. I'm gonna do a little.
Two bundles. People enrolling. Classroom. Product placement.
Shout out again to Antonio and Alvaro. Yes. Excellent. I lost the email for a second there. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining the classroom.
Man,
Appreciate it.
It just never isn't exciting when that happens in the live stream.
Okay, we're gonna start getting through some more questions. I'm gonna start with a joke.
Coffee at 11 p.m.
Luke again.
Woo!
Luke, hey, let me just put you picture in picture. Cheers.
Cheers.
Coffee.
Pink.
Coffee and whiskey. That's got to be a
Is that
country
a
song, right?
country
That's
song?
a country song for sure. Coffee and whiskey in my blue jeans in the back of my truck.
Got what's his face? over
Amazing.
Here. Yeah.
Nailed it. Love that guy. His music is fire, dude. So good. Oh my gosh. Wow. I love Harry Styles. Cheers.
Oh man.
Okay. I'll start with a joke because I read
Cheers,
through
Dean.
Luke's question all the way. Luke's most important question of the night. I like to consider myself a successful photographer, but I really want to make six figures. Do I bite the bullet and wear beanies above my ears or grow more organically? That's very good. We love that very much. That's hilarious. What a bullet that is to bite. The beanies above the ears.
Dude,
you got to have the right
the
head shape.
beanies. Okay, the beanie is
Gotta have the right head
automatic
shape.
6 figs.
Oh my God.
Automatic.
Does it count if I
Double roll, above ear, 6 figs.
like this?
No problem.
Just like this.
Yeah.
That's about the right height, right? Right about there.
Hands above ears.
Cans above the ears. Super good for.
Hasn't worked for me, Chad. Oh, Chad.
Yeah. Must sleep with beanie, shower with beanie, always above the ears, the beanie. Okay. Hey, Justin Jew is here.
Oh, Justin.
Hi, Eric, and everyone here. Appreciate you, Justin.
Legendary
Thanks for being here, man.
classroom student.
Yes, absolutely amazing.
Crushing.
Recently featured
4 associates. I think.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I just
shoot,
looked
dude.
at your site recently, Justin. I'm pretty sure. Confirm in comments if you're still here.
Dang, bro, that's like
think
4
4
more
associates.
associates than I have. That's crazy. That's wild. Bro.
Crushing photo and video offering now, just everything.
Amazing.
Yep.
Let's see. Bill Gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Our 35 millimeter 1.4 and 85 millimeter 1.8 brought for family portrait photography. Also, what's an affordable way to have print services built into your business?
I think
So
he's asking just like 35, 85 prime.
that combo,
Yes.
classic
It's
combo.
such a classic combo for anything.
Yeah, that's I would say what most people would advise you to get
Yes.
for a standard wide angle and portrait focal length
Yes.
combo. If you're
Yes.
shooting 2 bodies.
Yes.
Yeah. Really classic combination to use, used in weddings.
I have been
often.
more inclined to go 24-50, but on a wedding day, if I'm
Yeah.
just going to photograph a family like
Yeah.
out in a field, 35-85
35-85.
or 35-50.
Yeah, I'd say 35-85 is pretty timeless. I am with you though. I've never enjoyed 35 as a focal length, and I like wider. So 28-50 has been my go-to. I do think something that is more classically appealing is 35-85.
Yes.
Yeah.
As far as photo delivery, I'm a huge advocate of PickTime.
Yep.
They've done sponsored videos on my channel. I'm associated with them, but not just selling them. They're my favorite platform. Objectively across, I used Pixieset for a while, and Pixieset has really made themselves like way more robust in all the things that they offer. So their photo delivery, their website, but they're also a CRM where you can invoice. So that's a pretty incredible one-stop shop for everything. Other than that, I don't feel like many others are super competitive on the gallery sharing front, like Shootproof. Are they still in the game?
I probably,
Maybe.
maybe. I used them at the very beginning. They were
It
the
feels like
first photo delivery that I used.
Everyone is either on PickTime or Pixieset.
Yeah, that feels like the main two.
Thing too.
Yeah, I mean,
Coke and Pepsi.
yeah, PickTime is so good in presentation and
Beautiful.
so easy with the print sales.
Automations are insane.
The automations are incredible. They've partnered with really talented photographers.
Module 5 of the photo course.
Yeah.
Print sales through PickTime.
Also, the art gallery function, I can't stress enough, is so incredible because you can have all of your client-facing printed deliverables, and within your plan set up, this sounds like a PickTime ad, but you can set up like a print store. Like the art galleries are a totally separate function. You can customize the way that site looks, and you can sell all of your film photos, your digital photos, any printed art goods in the same array of formats. So you can do matted frames, you can do regular frames, postcard, like all these different styles that they offer, but just focus more on the general public rather than, you know, your client's wedding photos.
Yep.
It's an incredibly powerful service. We love it so much. It's so good. David asks,
And Justice said,
Huh?
we still saying chef?
oh, yes, chef. Yo, hey,
Yes, chef.
chat. There's 59 of you here. Sound off in the chat with
Undeniably,
my
chef.
chefs. I got to see you in the chat right
Yes,
now.
everyone say chef in the
Yes,
chat.
chef. If you're here, sound off. Chef. David asks, have you ever struggled with procrastination on projects because of perfectionism? If so, how did you work through that?
I'm a terrible person to ask this, just being fully honest. I think a lot of people struggle with this, and I personally do not. Just being fully clear with that. I'm not trying to put on some facade being like, I can't get stuff out because of perfectionism. I think I have perfectionism in some capacity, and Shua can attest to that, but not in a way that's debilitating, right? Yeah, like Shua can get an edit on Fulberg runs done to 95%, and then I go in and I'm like, I don't want a capital letter there. Like nitpicky, stupid stuff that really, truly doesn't matter, but is going to make me feel okay about posting it. But it's never debilitating in a way that, so in the sense, like, I know this phrase gets tossed on the internet a lot, but I actually really believe in it, is done is better than perfect. And especially in this insanely loud internet culture we have now, where if you take too long to say something, no one is going to wait to hear you say it. So there always needs to be some sort of balance of I am holding the tension of I want this to be really great, but I also need to get this out in some sort of relevant amount of time, because if I don't, I can't even move on to the next thing in some sort of relevant amount of time.
Yeah.
Part of me hates that I'm saying that, because I think art in general just needs time and space to breathe. But when it's connected to money and entrepreneurship, it's just different. And we need to be okay with that sometimes. I think a lot of people struggle in the world of art and business because they just take too long on stuff, and they sit on things and they wait too long to share them. And the time has passed to be able to build something and make something profitable. And in that time, they're needing to go and get the part-time job or go pivot their career because they just can't sustain it. So you have to hold those things in balance. Sure, in an ideal world, it'd be amazing to just produce art in the time that you need to be able to produce it. And if that is that you have a full-time job and you just do art as a passion, do that. But if you're doing it as your line of work, you always need to hold that intention of timeliness and lack of absolute perfection. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Completely. I think
You just have to let go. Like,
yeah. I think
good enough sometimes, most of the time.
I think also viewing the process of creating something and sharing it when you know full well that it's not perfect is a service to yourself,
Yeah.
and that you are going to become better by just sharing that thing.
Yes.
See something from start to finish, put it out there, analyze it, see what you could have done better, and then apply that to the next thing that you make. I think that's something that Casey Neistat very kind of publicly and popularly made known. He was always an advocate of making something and then making it again. You're going to make something terrible, make something slightly better, make something good, make something great, make it amazing. That kind of attitude of like, the more that you just allow yourself to fall in love with the process of creating things and sharing things, even when they're not perfect, you are going to inherently get better every time.
Yes.
And so that margin of lacking perfection as it is going to get smaller and smaller every single time, because you're going to get better at the thing that you do. And when you get better at it, you're going to love the process of creating even more. And at the end of the day, that is, I think, the most valuable thing, is to just love that process.
After years of doing that, your monotonous thing that you just made is actually super good.
Yeah.
And in the context of what where our careers are right now, we had the opportunity to make a feature-length movie last year. And all of the touch points of wedding filmmaking, of YouTube content creation and short films, and nothing that even came close to a feature-length anything set us up to be able to execute and make that feature-length thing.
Yeah.
And I cringe at the idea of making that thing 4 years ago.
The doc.
Like, it just would have been awful.
But what did you do in that time?
I made a lot of things.
Yeah.
Just over and over, made a lot of YouTube videos. I edited a lot of wedding films. I did a good bit of commercial work as well. And all of those skills led to, and honestly, a lot of the wedding filmmaking led to the emotional impact that we have in the story building of this film.
And even still, the doc is the biggest thing we've ever worked on.
Yes.
Will it be perfect?
No.
Absolutely
Not even close.
Not even close. We will still be proud of it. We will learn so much from it. And we will take all of that and apply it to the next thing that we do.
Yeah, there's so many things if we were starting right now, I'm like, we would do so much different.
Yeah, use like an iPhone 4S as the main cam.
100%.
Definitely use a potato as the B cam.
Yeah, handy cam.
Sam Newton.
Joe would have liked that, I think. His
the flip
cam.
the Cisco flip.
That's making an appearance in the doc, I think. So.
Oh, it is. It's in the timeline.
Luke made it home.
It's in the timeline currently.
Luke's alive.
Oh my God, Luke!
Thanks
Wow.
for the update. That was making me worried.
Did his Tesla drive him home, or who was taking care of the driving part?
He was voice texting.
That's right.
I love how Bean's just in the back of your shot prepping for his shoot tomorrow.
Hey, we do work here, even when it's this late. We doing work.
We work.
We grow. I like this question a lot. Kendrick asks, what do you wear at a wedding?
Well, Steven is Lululemon pants and Hoka black Clifton
I've
sevens.
got my wedding day attire so dialed in at this point. I
Yeah.
think every wedding photographer should own the Lululemon Commission Slim pants.
Yeah.
They're so comfortable. They look professional. Like I'm wearing them right now. Great. They look like dress pants, but they're made of like stretch fabric. Incredibly comfortable.
I want to see you in a romper.
And that's our live stream. Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. For why? At a wedding or in
No, I
general?
was just making a joke.
Oh,
Bean wanted to jump in. He's like, 3-piece suit every time.
yeah.
Oh, geez.
Romper?
You wear a 3-piece suit every single time.
Wrong.
If not, it's a 3-piece. You get a
And make sure you're
2-piece.
wearing 3 Leicas
If
as
it's
well.
not a 2-piece, it's a 1-piece.
Yep.
If it's not a 1-piece, it's a romper.
Yeah, that is the hierarchy of it goes.
3-piece suit, 2-piece, 1-piece, romper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can be comfortable and look good and do what I do, and not wear a romper.
Dude, Grant comes in and goes, wow, what a weird time to jump into this. Shout out, Grant. Love you, man.
Suit every
Oh,
time.
man. Thomas wants to fall asleep listening to us. Thank you.
Oh, what?
Love you, Thomas. No, Thomas is a G.
We saw him in Dallas Fort
Yeah.
Worth area in February.
The other-
for the music bed
The
meetup,
other
which
day
was
when we
super
had
fun.
tornado watches, he was like, hey, I want to check in on you and the fam.
Are you
Want
serious?
to make sure you're
It's
okay.
the best.
Super sweet.
Thomas, we love you, man.
Love you, Thomas.
Oh, actually, to continue the conversation, because I saw a new comment come in. Shoes are the hardest. What kind do you recommend?
Oh, shoot. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
personally in the camp. Okay, so I do black Lululemon Commission Slim. Amazing. Look like dress pants. Feel like gym shorts. The shoes, I go with all black Hoka Clifton 8s is what I have currently. I'm personally in the camp that if you treat your body well and you are comfortable and therefore you perform better, that is worth the style trade-off of wearing sneakers at a wedding. I did the whole like dress up, dress shoes, look really nice in a formal sense for a long time. And I decided that I wanted to just treat my body better and be comfortable so that I was in a better mood throughout the day. And I feel like I perform better personally like that. So I do that. And then just a classic like white or blue Oxford to go with that.
Yeah. Well, if you run 40 to 70 miles a week,
I'm just going to mute your mic real quick.
it doesn't really.
Oh, I can actually do that. Oh my God. Yes.
On Cloud Monsters. I do mean that sincerely.
The on cloud
in
monsters
that-
are amazing.
I do mean it sincerely. If you are working out regularly in some sort of aerobic capacity, wedding days are so much easier. That is just fact.
I'll go one up on that. If you are working out your body and your strength, wedding days are so much easier.
Yeah.
It is wild how how low the bar is to just feel better on a wedding
And
day.
so many people would argue, I'm going to be more tired if I work out regularly.
Wrong.
Opposite.
Wrong.
Yep.
I mean, from experience when I lived on the East Coast, when I started going to the gym more regularly and doing full compound movements, especially deadlifts, things that strengthened my entire body, my back in particular, as well as my
Yeah.
hips and my legs, I had zero back pain, tired legs, anything like that on a wedding day. And I would talk with friends during the work week who just came off of a double header as well. And they're like, oh my gosh, my back hurts so much. My shoulders are killing me. My ankle really hurts. I'm telling you, like, there are things that you can do that have very low barrier to entry to just strengthen your body in ways that your wedding day self is going to be so thankful for.
Yeah.
And also aerobic capacity as well. 100%. The two go hand in hand.
When I'm in my fittest marathon shape, a wedding day feels like nothing. It just, by the end of the day, I'm not sore at all the next day, nothing, which just feels incredible. I'm not good about what I wear, honestly. I wear my old Iron Ranger boots with inserts that are like 3 years old. 7 years old.
But
So
they're meant to be that old.
the inserts. No, I
Well,
should probably get new
You
inserts.
could change the inserts.
Yeah. But yeah, I try to keep it pretty simple. I have a nice maroon suit that I tend to wear on really fancy occasions, but I'll just wear the pants and a dress shirt. And been trying to phase out the wide brim hat a little bit more. I'm starting to get tired of that a little bit.
Yeah, it's not 2015 anymore.
Yeah,
Or
but
18.
if you're wearing a Clever Supply anchor harness with your outfit, everyone will always think you look really cool. So
That's true.
yeah.
Bilgun asks, or no, yes, I missed the beginning part of the live. Are you saving the whole stream? Yes, we are. Thomas, love you boys. We love you right back, man. Alvaro or Alvaro, I'm sorry, I keep
Alvaro.
going, but Alvaro. Let me guess, Eric's wearing Hoka's right now.
Yeah, no, but
No.
on Cloud Monsters.
On Cloud Monsters, incredible shoes. Shua has a message that he added that was retracted. Don't know what you said, you silly boy, but that's the Cloud Monster close-up. That's great.
But also, who else? Luke, am I doing ultras in the future? Probably not. Sorry to make people sad. I don't really have a desire to do ultra marathons. Maybe one, but I want to just focus on the marathon.
Everyone is really bummed out now.
Yeah.
Christian, with I think disbelief, live stream is still on? Question
Yeah.
mark. You guys are beasts.
Alex
we love
said,
that.
"You're such a jock."
Alex. Oh my God.
Alec works with us.
Alec is awake right now.
Guess so.
He's on baby watch
Yeah,
right now.
he's just editing a series for Apple TV. No big deal.
Friggin' classic Alec. Goodness gracious. So tall, so handsome.
So
Perfect
tall.
height for rowing. Ugh. So beautiful.
So
he is.
tall, so handsome.
So tall.
I want to see him in a romper.
What? Wait, actually, this is a good suggestion. Grant Martell, Lem's boots slap, capital slap for the wedding day, like that. Boot look and tennis shoe feel. That's actually a really good suggestion. Brutal. Thomas said these guys are professionals. 100%, man. Look at us now. Let's see. Alec is laughing. He's barely awake.
Okay,
I love
Martin
that.
says, if you had to choose just one tripod, gimbal, easy rig, or steady cam,
My hands. Handheld.
I think I agree with that.
Yeah,
But handheld, if I were out of those four, it'd be easy rig for sure.
100%. Easy rig. Yeah. I feel like Easy Rig is the best
It's the stabilized
balance
handheld.
of all of those things because you can get stuff that is not quite locked off, but if you have good stabilization in your lens with an Easy Rig, you can get really smooth stuff. Still the fluidity of handheld
You
without
can
being like locked into
You could
a gimbal.
basically be like a monopod.
Yeah.
You just let it dangle from the string. And you're just here.
Steadicam is really cool, but it requires so much practice. So I'd say
Yes.
I'd say
Like the
an
Javelin.
Easy Rig. Well, Javelin is next level.
Yeah.
Man.
Like
Hey, I
airy.
finally watched La La Land.
oh yeah.
Man, that shot on the Javelin is wild. The swoopy, oh my goodness, incredible. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, so I would
whole
say
movie.
is the whole movie on a Javelin?
No, I just mean the whole
Oh.
movie's
Oh,
insanely
incredible.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So good. I love Ken. He's the best.
Ken, like Barbie and
yeah,
Ken?
Yeah. Are you gonna go see Barbie?
yeah.
Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
They're like the same quality.
And same themes too. It's wild how like close they are. Like nuclear Barbie. It's wild. Honestly, the fact that they are coming out on the same day is hilarious
That is
because all of the cross advertising that I've seen
Yeah.
of like a pink nuclear cloud.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I don't
funny.
I don't think it's like the studios doing that, but like other people saying like
Oh.
can't wait for my double header and it's like a little nuclear cloud, but it's like all pink and glittery. And
Oh my
stuff.
gosh.
It's hilarious. It's ridiculous.
Okay,
Uh,
also, we only have 30 minutes left on
Oh,
the coupons.
true, dude.
Only 30 minutes left on the discount for the classroom. Need to throw that out there. Save $400 for $400 off the photo or video course. If you bundle them together, save $600 to get $600 off the bundle for the classroom. That's why we're here tonight. Wedding photo and video course. Have to let all of you know are still on the fence. Less
did the
than
applause.
30 minutes left.
Nice. Barbieheimer. That's
Barb-
really good.
Barbenheimer. Okay, this is the part of the night where we can go back to the list of things to talk about.
Oh, sick. I forgot. I was just about to say we actually caught up with all the questions.
Love you, Alec. Bye.
If you're the best, Alec, if you mentioned anything as a question and we missed it, feel free to just resubmit it right now so we can. Also, we have so many things on this list that we can
great.
just kind of
Favorite YouTube channels and genres. Go, Steven.
favorite YouTube channels and genres. Oh, video essays for me, for sure. My favorite favorite channel on YouTube. Wow, way to spoil the
Sorry.
punchline. My God. Favorite
Then
channel on YouTube
Marquez Brownlee.
is Eric Floberg Incorporated.
Floberg Runs, you mean?
Oh, Floberg Grunts is more like it. No, my favorite channel on YouTube is NerdWriter1 is his handle. His name is Evan Pushak. He is an incredibly talented video essayist.
His handle is 1?
It's NerdWriter1.
Oh,
yeah.
NerdWriter1.
Yeah.
I thought you just said
that would be
1.
wild if it was 1.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. The first channel on YouTube. Yeah, he's a video essayist, which is more or less kind of like you'd imagine like a little essay that someone writes about a subject, except he narrates it and he also accompanies it with really impressive visuals the entire time. Breaks down a lot of art and movies and books and really interesting concepts. And his videos are incredibly entertaining and informative, and more often than not, just kind of leave you, I think, inspired and looking at the world in a different way. Patrick Tomaso also has recently, the past year or so, kind of got
Hollywood video essay.
Yeah, like breaking down blockbusters,
Yep.
similar to what NerdWriter does as well. But really fascinating stuff. I love it because they're typically done in pretty like quick hits, like 5 to 6 minute videos, and really just compress a lot of beautiful visuals down with a lot of really valuable information about a movie or a film or whatever it is, like a song. Like it's a lot of different topics, but I'd say that's probably my favorite genre on YouTube. And then I also love Colin and Samir a lot as well. I've loved them for a long time, back to like the breakdown era when they recorded everything in their car. I thought that was really fun. And now they have like a full media company and a huge channel and everything. So yeah, I'd say that's probably my top 2. What are yours? Like, what do you watch on YouTube? Oh, duh, running. So next question. No. Oh, hi. Oh, my battery is dying. Okay, I'm going to switch to Eric's camera and keep reading.
And I'm going to rapid fire answer all the questions because people resubmitted their questions.
Are you guys planning on coming out with a BTS for the documentary?
Probably.
We hope to.
We just have no idea with what distribution is going to be like and what our stipulations are going to be.
Yeah, but
Great.
we certainly hope to. If you could redo any movie, what would it be and what would you change? Wow. Oh, Bean has one. Come here.
Almost every single Marvel film should be done like Zack Snyder's
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Actually, all right, yeah. Okay.
That, and then I wish every single Harry Potter actually took magic seriously. Like if it was like a adult version where like they actually got
Like,
into like
actually
murdered people and like
Oh.
that'd be good.
Did they not?
So if they made Harry Potter R.
Yes.
Okay, so a gritty.
Agreed.
So just make Marvel and Harry Potter grittier.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I would redo all the Mission Impossibles and do all the stunts myself. I didn't have you picture in picture. I wanted to see your reaction. on that.
I would redo all the Mr. Bean movies and put Bean as Mr. Bean.
Okay. Favorite Pixar movie?
It's so hard.
It's really hard.
I think it's Monsters Inc.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the one you've watched the most?
Inside Out
Yeah.
or Up?
I think I've watched The Incredibles the most. I think
Okay. Ratatouille, super underrated. Cars, so good.
Ratatouille is so good.
It's so good.
Yes, chef.
I saw
It's perfect.
I saw Billy Eichner do an interview with the guy that voiced the rat.
Oh,
And
really?
he's like, Ratatouille is the most underrated Pixar film ever. And he's like, yeah, I don't think they marketed it that well. He's like, yeah, right.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Shua, can you tilt my camera down a little bit? I want to see more
Okay.
of my table behind me.
Question for Steven and Shua. How did you show value when you worked with Eric to eventually get a full-time job with him?
Oh, that's amazing that you think that I work for Eric full time. Let's clear the air right now. I don't. Shua?
How do you show value when you worked with Eric to eventually get a full-time job?
So
Get closer.
I think the first thing I did, the first thing I did was
Too close.
what did- I think sending emails shows professionalism. I definitely recommend that over DMs and Instagram. What else did I do?
You did Instagram and DM, but then you showed up right away for classroom launch week
Yes.
and then edited a few edits during that week right away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Learning your own editing turnaround time and like being able to turn around things quickly. And kind of like learn very quickly who you're editing for. Because it'll make, reviewing things much easier because you're kind of already in the mindset of who you're editing for. And I think we've really nailed that with Fullbrook runs. What else has helped? I'm like not cropped in properly. I would say check your ego at the door whenever you're editing for someone, because sometimes you can think like, oh, I know what I'm doing, but it's like at the end of the day, you're an employee. So I think that was another tip. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah.
Anything else?
It's just hard to emulate someone else's voice.
Yes. I mean,
Well, that's why the Run channel has been so good, because we've been able to kind of collectively make a voice from the start.
Yeah.
And I have less feelings of perfectionism towards that than my main channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas like if it's anything for the main channel, it's like a lot more functional than creative.
Yeah. It's more like the bones of everything, just
Right.
getting things cut down.
And so in that sense, answering the question would be sometimes it's more helpful to be functional than creative when it's a creative job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though there are times where like adding your creative spin to things is helpful, especially in the ideation stages of things, like on a brand new idea. Be okay with your ideas being said no to, because at the end of the day, it's not your channel, or whoever's project you're on. But being able to be showing initiative and coming up with ideas, even if they're not said no to, you never know what that idea can form into. Because one of the short films that I helped Eric make, I think it was the one with Sabria, was
Dead.
that one, and you got 3 kids left to kill.
Dark, real dark.
Oh my God. I can't say what I'd normally say if we weren't on a live stream right now. Oh my
I'm
God.
kidding.
Which short film was it?
The one where you race back home. Where yeah.
How did filmmaking your career?
Yes.
Yeah.
That we like tossed around ideas for like 30 minutes, and then it just weirdly formed into like that whole idea.
And then you found the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Learning how to pick songs, that is
Yeah.
a very valuable tool.
You guys did
Music bed.
Wouldn't miss it for
Music
the
bed
world,
plug.
right? Wouldn't miss it for the world by Chapters for that one, right?
Stop it. The anthem to any emotional crescendo.
Amazing. Thank you, Shua. I'm going to try to blast through a couple questions real quick because we're getting close to the end of the live stream. We've got 20 minutes left right
Oh
now.
my gosh, only 20 minutes left.
Luke asked, resending this question, dead serious, what is the best underwear for long day gigs? I saw someone answer, Tristan, thank you for this rec. Sax, SAXX, amazing underwear. Completely agree with that. If you don't want to spend that much on them, I would say Uniqlo actually makes really excellent underwear as well, like really good performance.
I also
kind
like
of
the
fabric underwear.
the Target brand.
Goodfellow.
No.
No?
Yeah.
What one?
The
This is really good.
Pair of Thieves.
Yeah, Pair of Thieves is great.
Mhm.
Yeah, Pair of Thieves, Sax, and Uniqlo, all great. Rise says hi from Switzerland. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being
Hey.
awake right now. That's amazing.
Favorite
Um,
focal length 35.
50 for me, 35 for Eric, 50 for me. Austin said Ethicas for underwear, awesome. Diane asks, what are your favorite photography, filmography, magazines, and books?
Not into them.
Okay, cool.
I'm
Excellent,
sorry. I'm
great.
just gonna be
Yeah.
honest.
No, that's good.
I have favorite street photographers.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, there.
Love Vivian Meyer.
Amazing.
Jeff Marmelstein.
Yep.
Bruce Gilden is really quirky and kind of psycho. Obviously, Joe's work, Joe Greer.
Joe's amazing.
Current Photo Dre, Andre Wagner, incredible work in Brooklyn. I love Chris Chu's work, especially the video I watched today about his basketball series and the stuff he's doing in New York.
Yep.
It's very cool. See, it's just different mediums. Like I just don't open people's books, but I'll look at, archives or documentaries or visual media that's more motion picture than book form.
Yep. A lot of value to seeing work in print versus on a screen, I think.
Yeah.
Willem's work is Willem Verbeek, his YouTube channel. If you haven't watched it, go check that out. His photo books are incredible. And yeah, Joe and Annie Leibowitz, I find a lot of inspiration in. She's an incredibly accomplished portrait photographer specifically. Absolutely phenomenal talent. Also, I'll give a plug to Setanta Books, Setanta. They are a UK-based, I believe, publishing company for more like indie art photo books. And I have a couple books from them that they sell from a number of different artists. They make really high quality books, and they are highlighting a lot of lesser known artists, which is really cool. So I would look into them as well if you're looking for inspiration there. Clayton asks, hey, Eric and Steven, would love some advice. I just got a call from a person I'm associate shooting for in 2 weeks, and now I'm going to lose the job. Part two, because the photographers from the wedding literally 2 days ago literally 2 days ago
Probably backed out.
and going to be at the next wedding gave me a negative review to the couple. How to proceed?
Ooh.
They were not good photographers. Oh, yikes. That's rough. Oh, man.
I mean, if you can get on the phone with that couple and reassure them. I mean, but if you're an associate and it's through another brand, you'd have to contact through the brand. But whenever something like that goes down, clarification through very crystal clear communication is always the way forward. So get on the phone, get face to face, show clarity, tell the true story, like make sure that they're reassured so that you can show up and still shoot.
Yep.
That's my biggest thing. It's like full clarity. Don't try to beat around the bush. Like get them on the phone. Don't email.
Yeah.
Phone, FaceTime, Zoom, in person, like tone of voice, all that stuff.
Talk with them, reassure them, and just get to the heart of whatever the issue is at hand.
Whenever you get a message that is so disheartening or makes your heart sink or fall into your stomach, that's the moment where you have to turn to a phone call. Like, as much as you don't want to call that person, they're probably feeling just as nervous to talk to you as you are them. But squash all of that by just right away, just call them and try to figure it out, because there's probably a misunderstanding.
100%. Let's see. Connor asks, as someone who's clinging to the 5D Mark IV, can you please explain the hype of the jump to the R5 or R6? Which is better for making the transition from the Mark IV?
I can answer this one.
Go for it.
Autofocus.
That's the end of the answer. Great.
It's just
no, everything's better.
I did not think I would love it as much as I do, and I wouldn't think back when I was on the 5D4 system, I didn't think I could possibly think it was as much better.
Yeah,
as I thought
as it actually is.
Yeah,
I will
Face
speak
detection, center point.
Yeah.
EVF.
Speaking as someone who
megapixels.
I was very hesitant to the EVF change. I really was not into the idea of using an EVF. I very spontaneously took the jump to a Canon EOS R and the RF 51.2 4 years ago. I kind of got on board way before any of my friends were into the idea of using mirrorless, and it takes getting used to. There's no getting around that. Like, it is a weird transition to make.
It doesn't feel that different though.
Yes, but at the very beginning it does.
Yeah.
Going from an optical viewfinder to an EVF is very, very different. But the benefits of it are, once you get used to it, you can't go back. Like,
you can set it up so similar though.
And also, like, in EVF, like, yeah, it's not an optical viewfinder, but it allows you to see in the dark, which I think people don't give enough credit to. I've tried to use older DSLRs, especially in the evening. It's wild that you just can't see in the dark anymore. Like, you kind of have to guess a little bit more.
Mhm.
The EVF gives you the ability to literally see what your camera's seeing, which in that case is like night vision, which is incredible. That
Instead
alone
of
is a
guess and
huge
check.
advantage. But the autofocus is wildly better. The eye tracking and face detection is unbelievably helpful for a wedding day in particular.
And then the video component too.
Video component,
The
I mean,
compressed 4K versus
the IBIS, like
the motion
everything.
JPEG 4K and the 5D4 is atrocious in comparison
So
to
silly.
log 3 4K
Yeah.
in the R5, R6.
It's every single part of it, while it might feel a little foreign, especially once you're used to a DSLR, it is totally worth embracing the discomfort to really just experience all of the benefits, because it makes your life and your job so much easier once you've gotten
And
on
I would
board
say the R5 is probably the more comfortable switch.
from the 5D4.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you really want to get nitpicky, I think the 5D4 to the R6 Mark II, the megapixel difference is really minuscule at that point.
Yeah. You're not going to notice a functional difference.
You
in
really
that, though.
won't. But oh my gosh, the autofocus is mind blowing.
Yeah.
It almost does your job for you to
Yeah.
a certain degree. It's incredible. So yeah, I would say at the end of the day, just embrace the discomfort of changing from a DSLR to a mirrorless camera, and start to enjoy the benefits as soon as you possibly can.
Okay, there's almost 10 minutes left on the discounts. Just got to say that again. Almost 10 minutes left. About 12 minutes. Save $400 off the solo courses. Education.ericforward.com. Save $600 off the bundle to get $600 off the bundle. Got to get in the last 12 minutes if you want to get that.
Okay, let's see. This guy named Shua Films asks Canon versus Sony. I don't know who that is. Do you have any idea? It's weird. Schwa Films. That's what it is. I know that guy.
Dude, Sony all day.
Dude, I love, the color science. I love those orange, teal, beautiful vibes. So good. So good those colors are. No, whatever camera brand you use, just make good work with it. It doesn't matter. Let's see. Mark asks, is advertising on Wedding Wire not a good investment?
I have strong thoughts about this, and I say no.
I also say no.
Yeah,
Don't
I
do
think
it.
that's a pretty widely adopted perspective for a lot of experienced shooters.
Don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone almost goes through that phase where they want to set up the Wedding Wire profile or the not profile, whatever it is. It's just not.
It's just not. Yeah.
And if you see someone post a success story using it, they are 1 in a million.
Mike and Kristen had a lot of good luck there, but they were really pigeonholed to a very specific style and budget.
Yeah. I think that's the general vibe, is like, it was good, but
when
like,
they grew, they couldn't get increased through there anymore.
Yeah. So,
but there's also tons of shady criticism of like you get bot inquiries just to make you feel like you're getting inquiries, but your list is like buried in their mountain of,
Yeah. Don't spend your money on that.
I would invest so much more in making personal stuff for yourself than trusting a third party company to try to market for you. Like, build your own channels, build your own Instagram, build the SEO on your own website, make your own YouTube channel, make Instagram reels, put yourself out there instead of trying to rely on this essentially McDonald's of, wedding industry folks and vendors for people to try to like filter through and find you.
Luke says, Eric, I've been struggling with making time for family and my lady recently due to all my photo video work. So when I watched My Father's Son, I sobbed heavy. He does not want to be a kiss ass. I read through the asterisks that he had on the word ass, but I thought you'd like to hear that. It's a recent fear that I've had when I become a father, and that film hit big time. Well done. Seriously.
Thanks, man. Really appreciate that. Yeah, it was wild to, now that I'm, because Luke said this, he was asking a lot of running questions. It was pretty wild at CIM when we were doing the race with Joe, a runner came up to me and said almost that exact same thing about father-son at the race. And it's pretty wild to see how messages like that are reaching outside of just the creative world. Because I think it is applicable to someone with a hobby like running that takes a lot of time as well. And so my biggest piece of advice is always check in with your significant other continuously about expectations, about time, and humble yourself in a way that recognizes if you are not showing up and what you need to do to show up. And really making an effort to put their needs in front of your own and doing things that go above and beyond where you're sacrificing your own stuff. That feels like this week of the drop of the classroom has been that in comparison to other years, in just having a clean perspective and a lot of communication about time spent. So at the end of the day, just communication all day, all the time.
Yep.
And then just please never think that I'm perfect at it.
None of us are. Thomas, our friend, said Sony is the way, and I'm really only saying that for Shua.
I love you, Thomas, but I don't
solidarity.
like that sentiment.
Kendrick asks, "What is a good XLR on-camera mic?" We've been rocking on the C70, the
NTG 4 Plus, and the Deity S2
mic. It's the short shotgun that Deity makes. That thing's been a really good form factor for the C70. I think.
I do not like the dead cat on it though.
Oh yeah, you can change that out.
Yeah, it just falls off.
Yeah, but the form factor of that mic is pretty excellent for the sound quality that it puts out, because the NTG feels
long,
overwhelmingly large for the C70. So yeah, actually it's right there on
also
screen.
It's not thick enough to fit in the shock mount that's on the C70, but it's tiny. Like, this is my hand.
Here's the difference between the NTG and the
NTG. Yeah, it's literally half the size.
Yeah, down and down.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. The Deity is fantastic.
It's just so much thinner. So like we had to put gaff tape around the base of it to have it fit in the cold shoe or the brace on the cage.
It's an incredible mic though.
Yeah.
It sounds really good for the size.
Yeah.
Yep. XLR, fully XLR.
Thank you, Deity.
The Nate Black, Leica or nothing. We love that. That's some Bean energy right there. Alex Harper asks, biggest tips for website, kind of like do's and don'ts on a website.
I've never had a Squarespace site, but that's where I point everybody because it's just simplest and easiest.
I've had a Squarespace site for like 10 years now.
Love my Flow Themes website. Not gonna lie.
Yep.
WordPress is annoying. Flow Themes is hard to integrate within WordPress. It's just way more complicated. So if you're willing to do that to have a beautiful template, sure. But there's like just as equal to beautiful templates on Squarespace now. And it just becomes easier and easier and easier as the years go on.
Squarespace has become unbelievably powerful recently, especially. They added like the dynamic, I forget what they call it, but there's like a new dynamic site building feature that they added where you can basically just drag and drop anything that you want into the site wherever. You're not restricted to templates anymore.
Jeez.
You can literally just add whatever you want, wherever you want at any point. I would say Squarespace.
My biggest piece of advice on a website is simple is better.
Yes.
Just like don't overwhelm people with
100%.
options. You want to keep people on your website. And if you have 20 tabs across the top, nothing will deter someone away. You want to keep people for an extended amount of time to improve SEO. And so
homepage, portfolio, contact. You could roll your about page into your contact page.
Yeah.
Honestly, like keep it as simple as
4
possible.
or 5 tabs, really clean, really simple. Let the work prove itself.
The more options you have, the least likely someone is going to buy something. You're going to overwhelm them with decisions.
Same with print sales.
As simple as possible, always. Same with print sales.
Yeah, Michael Scott said something about that once. Keep it simple, stupid.
Kiss me, baby. Let's see. Oh, hey, Kendrick mentioned Focal as well for websites.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Okay, Luke says thank you. Let's see. Hugo, hey guys, hello from South Texas. Quick question. Would y'all ever try out Fujifilm cameras as a film camera alternative since film is becoming more and more expensive? I recently just borrowed Bean's
Yeah.
XT4 for a client job to shoot in situations where I was like legally not allowed to bring in like larger cameras, R5, 7200, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I had a wonderful time
Yeah.
shooting with that. I wasn't using the film simulations. I just edited with my archetype process film emulation presets later, or the profiles, I should say. Wonderful shooting experience. I wouldn't necessarily use that for all my client work, but I really, really enjoyed it. And I could see myself integrating that on a personal level for sure.
I could definitely see myself doing that, but I would be afraid that I would overwhelm myself with a mountain of photos that I would never look at. So that's my biggest hesitation to it. I know I would love having an X Pro, whatever, or an X100V or F, or whatever the hot camera is. I've had those in my hands. They're very fun, but to me, nothing beats pressing the shutter and knowing that the film is being burned by light. Like
pretty sweet.
It feels like you're painting sometimes. Like you are making an organic piece of art in the negative. And then when you're in the process of scanning that yourself and converting it yourself, it's not the same.
It's very special.
Yes.
It's also not accessible to everyone.
Correct.
So yeah, I would say Fuji is probably the closest experience
Yeah.
and most affordable alternative that would give you the feeling of shooting film for sure.
Yeah.
They're very fun cameras. They got a lot of good things.
Best place to deliver films. Still waiting on paid time to add video. Yeah. I know. Oh my gosh. I just well, I've always used Vimeo. I have some gripes with Vimeo, but the other one that I've always heard of is VidFlow. Is the other option. I haven't heard of many other than that.
Clayton Jackshaw uses VidFlow.
Yeah.
Pay per gigabyte and a little pricey, but looks good and a lot more professional than Dropbox.
Yep.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yep.
That's
Vimeo
huge.
is fairly professional, but it's still its presentation's not great.
Yep.
GH2S is a monster.
Yeah, that's a great camera. Hi, Shua. What's up?
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Whoa. Wow.
2 minutes
Almost done.
till enrollment with discounts are done. 2 more minutes.
Amazing. Eric, how do you want to close this thing out, man? We got 120 seconds left here.
Man.
It's been so much fun. It's like a 4-hour episode of Rally Caps. It's incredible. It's our second longest episode.
Yeah, I don't need to get too sappy. I just want to say thank you all for being here. Thank you for continuing to allow me and other people in this room to live the dream we have of doing creative things. Don't put the spotlight on. No. I don't take it lightly that I get to do stuff like this. And so I always want to express my thanks as much as I possibly can in the most genuine way. And I hope that you on the other side of your phone or a camera or a video camera, video webcam, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Being on the other side of the internet, you feel some of that sincerity, that you feel some of that trust that I'm not just like speaking out my butt, but like legitimately saying things I believe in. I hope you feel that. I hope you feel that through the YouTube videos that I make, through any channel online, and through the work and the art that I produce with my friends. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me teach in whatever capacity I can. And I'm very grateful for you all, whether you're live right now or rewatching this or we're a part of this giveaway or week or whatever. I just really appreciate all of you so much, from myself, from my family, from my coworkers and friends. We love you all, and we're just super thankful that you show up and you make this thing happen, make community happen. So cheers to that. We're at midnight. Amazing stream, chefs.
Woo!
That's what Alex said.
Chefs, let's go. Hands, chef.
But yeah,
All right.
to you all, to everyone in the room, Love y'all. We'll peace it out.
Have a good night, y'all. We'll see you soon.
Love you guys.